Okay. Okay. What is up, my fellow virgins? Damn, 1.4K views on this fucking sleeper. Holy. Get more views on my sleep than I do Twitch streaming all day, man. Shit. That's why I don't put effort in. 75 cents in my sleep? Hell yeah, dog. Damn, dog. Nice. Getting that money in the sleep, baby. That's my pee-pee. Right now. Oh, shit. I can settle this shit. Oh, fuck, I need to eat. The smoker right needs to heat up faster. I'm dying over here. Okay. Okay. Copy. Be a money stack. Cause I'm a fucking king. And I got a ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. I'm a king with a ding-a-ling. Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. This. My built-in, mouse tray on my desk as well. The eating tray, I forgot. Okay. Oh, sorry, that was the chair, guys. My bad. My chair just farted, not me. That wasn't mine. Yeah, that wasn't mine. Fuck, why am I cut off? That wasn't my shithole, that was the chair, guys. I swear to God. I want to watch this while I eat. Because I got hungry, because I know I was gonna lose my virginity, but I got high. I was gonna fuck my cousin, but then I got high, but I'm not. I was gonna fuck my cousin, but I'm not American.
Officer Sean Cooley is Officer Poundcake. He's the biggest star out of all of them. I don't know. I think Lisa took his place. Lisa's down on this totem pole. Randy's number one. Randy's the man.
Officer Randy Walters.
His name is Run the Stop Sign, Wreck It Randy. We're not required to do that, Walters. That's his name. Yeah.
And what can you tell us about him?
He's the guy that inspired me to make music about the whole situation.
Randy Walters is a son of a bitch.
The worst thing I said was Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. That's why I f his wife and got filthy rich. But I said that to Randy Walters. I didn't say that to the police department. He's the guy that pissed me off and cracked a smile. He thought it was funny that my door was on the floor.
So he was the most pompous douchebag of them all.
No. After I started watching the body cam footage and My House Village, Brian Newland was like a human snake.
I live in
All of
Palmdale,
this
born
came
and
from
raised.
him. He rammed the door, he kicked the door in, he was reading my bank statements.
Fun
he wanted
fact.
in my safe.
Show off.
And he always stayed out the camera. He didn't want to be on no FaceTime with me.
Sounds
He
like
was
a
trying
warm
to get
place,
me. He
dude.
didn't want me to put a face to him. You know what I'm saying? He was I got more respect for Randy Walters than Brian Newland.
Who disconnected the surveillance cameras?
Lisa.
What's her nickname?
Palmdale,
Lisa
Arizona.
full of shit Phillips.
Lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa.
Look, come
makes
on,
her lick 'em
Lisa.
up?
I was just mad at them all for.
But I mean, like, what's the inspiration for the nickname?
I like to keep the same consonant going. So her name was Lisa. So my brain just took off in the L section. I was like, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. I got the triple up, cuz. 3 names for the set, cuz. Lick 'em low, Lisa. And then her name was Phillips. So I was like, lick 'em low, Lisa. Full of shit, Phillips. We used to call it bagging. The homies bag all the time. It's like breathing. It ain't nothing. Oh, look at you, big basketball head fool. Look at this motherfucker. You don't want to bag with me. I come from the best, you know? So I just started capping on her easy, you know? It was just play. You know, we some Marines, man. We some veterans, soldiers. Our play is violent to them. It's like some lion kittens playing with an actual cat. They might heard him playing with him like, hey, buddy, what's the matter? Why you so sensitive?
You think the mouthpiece just overpowers their ability to even process what's going on?
No. When you make a spectacle out of them and people laugh, they can't take it. They can't take it. We got to take it every day. Every American citizen got to take it. Get pulled over by the cops, wrote a ticket, motherfucker smack you, take it. We take it. They can't take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Callahan, and you're watching a Channel 5 exclusive interview. Today we're going to be talking to Afro Man, real name Joseph Edgar Foreman, a laid-back, stoner-based and often comedic rapper and performer who first blew up in 1998 out of Palmdale, California, a high-desert town just a stone's throw from LA. His breakout hits included Crazy Rap, aka Colt 45 and 2 Zigzags, and
Baby,
also
that's
Because
awesome,
I Got
baby.
High, Because I Got High, Because I Got High. 2 quintessential stoner anthems that defined cannabis culture around the turn of the millennium. Since then, he's released a steady stream of music and has
Girl, what the
maintained a
fuck?
small
What the fuck?
Because I Got High, Because
What
I
the
Got
fuck?
High.
That girl's
2
like-
quintessential stoner anthems that defined cannabis culture around
Yeah, that's why I don't do heroin.
the turn of the
Feeling
millennium.
down,
Since
bud?
then, he's released a steady stream of music and has maintained a small, albeit dedicated fan base. However, he'd have another explosion in popularity around 2022 that nearly rivaled his breakout decades prior. This came after he dropped a diss song titled
Oh, yeah,
Will You
Jay
Help
and
Me
Silent
Repair My
Bob.
Door?
Will you help me repair my
My door.
gate? Will you help me
Repair my door.
Which was basically a diss to the cops, directly naming the Adams County sheriffs who'd raided his Ohio home at gunpoint based
So copyright me. Oh, you didn't get copyrighted? What the fuck?
upon a questionable warrant that implicated Afro Man in narcotics trafficking and kidnapping.
The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping.
In the process, the sheriffs broke down his door, destroyed his gate, disconnected his security cameras, pointed semi-automatic weapons at his young children, and one sheriff, who Afro Man calls Officer Poundcake, appeared to come within an inch of scarfing down what was left on the kitchen counter.
Mama's whipping pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a
Slice.
Of what? Of what?
Lemon pound cake.
Despite finding no evidence of narcotics or kidnapping during the raid, Adams County sheriffs refused to apologize or help him cover the cost of the property they destroyed. So Afro Man deployed creative means to increase public pressure, dropping not one but a series of diss songs that detailed the incident extensively, once again showing the officers' faces on screen each time and outlining his plans to file a lawsuit. But before Afro Man could file his lawsuit, the sheriffs filed their own.
A legal battle over privacy for officers involved in a raid. At the center of it, rapper Afro Man.
Somehow, the judge approved their motion, and the defamation case went to trial.
Every bit of this was a lie, and you knew it.
Shouldn't have threw a fake raid.
After multiple years in court, the jury ultimately ruled that Afro Man's diss songs were covered by First Amendment free speech protections and that he wouldn't need to pay the sheriffs a goddamn dollar.
Yeah, we did it, America. Yeah, we did it. Freedom of speech. Right on. Right on. Yeah, God bless America. Yeah.
Afro Man was
This ain't the Middle East yet.
as
We
were
still have
millions of
freedom of
Americans
speech.
across the political spectrum. Anyways, enjoy the interview.
My name is the Hungry Hustling American Dream / Afro-American
We don't put
Wet
bags
Dream.
over our
Afro
women's
money
head.
making marijuana smoking MAN, and I am a singer, rapper, free comedian,
Yeah.
musician.
And so for somebody without a TV and no social media access, how would you explain to them what happened with the case and over the past couple years?
Freedom of speech has been challenged.
How can you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short?
There's the original Americans who want their freedom of speech, and there's like this new legal breed that's evolving that want to challenge that freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? Like they say hate speech makes this new evolving group want to challenge freedom of speech. What they call it defamation. They have all these different variations of speech that want to challenge freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is such a broad statement. People are, you know, they're starting to take little cracks at it here and there to see if it can be freedom of speech under certain circumstances. With my case, we feel like overall freedom of speech won. In America, you can say what you want to say, good or bad. Now, they say if you tell a lie, that's defamation of character. But I did my research, and I wasn't telling any lies. You know, it was a fact. The cop, I was trying to figure out who the cops were. So as I zoomed in on them, I'd take a picture of them, then I'd go do my homework and research. Who is this guy? I'd put him up. Who is this guy? And people would pop up. Oh, that is Brian Newland. Yeah, his brother was a police officer too, and he got fired because he was a convicted pedophile. You know, I started finding out who these strangers were walking around in my house.
That's probably a fucking home run for him. He's probably fucking like, oh, sure, really?
Like, you have freedom of speech, but don't lie on people, because if you lie on people, then they can possibly sue you for defamation of character. But you have freedom of speech, especially if you're telling the truth. And I feel like I won because I was telling the truth. I was doing my homework, and the police officers who raided my house, they didn't find anything. They didn't charge me. They vandalized and kicked down my door. They placed themselves on my video camera. They placed themselves into my music career. Therefore, the jury, they found me not guilty of defamation of character. So that's a big nutshell, but that's the fastest way I could burrito it for everybody.
Raid my house and then get pissed, 'cause the dungeon don't exist. My proof's on the internet.
I tell any citizen that's broke, if you don't got no money for a lawyer, you get you some damn good videotape footage. You get your evidence and you stand on it. You yell it out loud. You repeat it as much times as you can.
Like on social media and elsewhere.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So have your evidence, have your videotape, put it up on the media just in case you don't.
This is 2 hours long. I'm not gonna watch the. Oh, why didn't the game start? The fuck? Huh. Let's play. Yeah. Taylor. Fucking Taylor, bud. Okay. All right. Okay. Ta-da.
My favorite stream is back. Can I have a bond or thumbnail tells me or rich?
Now, unless you want to bend over, then you can get a bond. You gotta work for it. Unless you want to bend over. You're too late, dude. I already gave it all away. You're too late, man.
Oh, bend over.
You're too late, man. It's not leaping.
Wow, that does some bullshit, man.
I broke my foot, dude. Sorry. I like that one, dude.
Thumbnail off now.
Shut the fuck up, man. I'm drunk. I broke my ankle, guys. Help me.
Wanna fight, cunt?
Already, Steven? We already trying to find me? Holy shit, man. Who peed in your ass?
Already wanna fight me, cunt?
Who peed in your ass? Who peed in your Cheerios? Cummed in your Cheerios, Steven.
What the fuck, it was the chair, sorry guys.
It's the big boys. Big boy raids, buddy. Alright, going to so achy. I went to sleep. Never. Fuck. Spilled water all over my dick. Oh. Oh. My bones are fucking so achy. Like a senior citizen. Oh. Yeah. How are you taking a piss, mate? Uh-oh. That was a chair. That was a 3-for-1. That was a chair. That wasn't my asshole. That was a chair. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't my. Yeah. That wasn't my asshole. That was a chair, guys. Taking a shit. Taking a cum, mate. Why are you taking a shit, mate? Okay. Going bald, eh, chat? Going bald very slowly. Holy shit. I think I got cancer or something, dog. Holy. There's so much fucking hair and I'm still going fucking bald in the middle of my head. Huh. Oh well. Okay, I got a 3. Oh yeah. Fuck him up, Chad. Nice and easy, baby. Yeah. A blood clot, man. Oh, baby. Nice. How does it play again if I fucking click? Yep. Nice. Yep. Very nice. Fuck, another zero? Holy. Okay. Nice. After him. Yep. Sweet. That was the hardest part of the whole raid. It's because the boulders on the jugs, depending where they spawn. Imagine.
I just got word that JMods in our chat watch out.
Nah, they're sleeping now. Nah, in probably like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, they're sleeping now.
Face blue smiling, face blue smiling.
That little boner buddy better not be here, dude. Bam, bam, bam.
Let us get it, dude.
Let us get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
Ball.
Yep. You tell him. You tell him, buddy. Mm-hmm.
Nurple.
Nurple. Nurple. Oh.
LOLOL.
Holy fucker, 41. That fucking chunks. Right. Blood fairy.
You're a beast at Toa.
That's right. I'm a pro. That's right. No pet. No player. No coach. Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh, man. Ah! Fucking body aches so fucking bad. Like a fucking senior citizen, it's gonna fucking rain tomorrow, my body's aching. Grandpa's body's aching, it's gonna rain tomorrow, son. Back in the day, we didn't have a weather network. If your body hurt the day before, if your body aches, that's how you can tell if it's gonna rain. Back in my day, son, we didn't have no weather network. No fancy weather machines. When grandpa's bones ached, it's gonna rain. Oof. Fucking broken, dude. Fucking that song. Oh, baby. Yeah. Damage. It's just damage, chat. Hit and move back and forth. Hit and move, hit and move. You can dodge a fucking forecast ball, you can dodge a wrench. I started running back one time and going up down and hitting, because you hit harder if you run at a target. That's momentum, right? Momentum and force. You hit higher. Fuck. Oof. Nice. Alright, something jizz in my throat. us. I'll make it through this raid.
HTTPS
I'll make it
Discord
through.
GGDMBQQTB join my Discord.
It's taking out my life. I'm on a bench. Oh. It's coming right for us. Okay. Level 4 Aka. Shit. We don't know level 4 Aka. Shit. Smelly salt. Got the bag. Back to go. Hit him with the dragonfly. Make him cry. El Corrado, the Blanc, the Sand Casino. Oh, the Black Sand Casino, El Corrado. I'm planning. Into red, then back to black. That's...
Please
Yep.
like the video, dog.
Here's... the lifesteal fuck. With a blood fury. Okay. Guns. Oh my god, a 60 with a sword. Oh my god. Yep. Got it. Okay. We're just back and forth here, right? Ha 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 ha! Not. That's what I paid. That's what I pay. I said, chat. Nope. The dreaded come phase. The phase that can make or break your run. Nice. Nice. Boy, ba, 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 ba. Right. We lock my drunk ass there. Um. Ugh. Good place to practice blowpipe locking. Nope. My god sword. Okay. Okay. Check it out. um. That makes sense. Shit. God, so not doing what the hell? This fucking guy there. Fucking clicked right through his fucking head. Shot bounces in my way. That's okay. Big numbers, little time. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. 69er. Enough content? Keep her out. Slavering thrills. Ba-da-bow. Alright, bam, 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 down, 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 crystal, down, 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 crystal, crystal, But bam, bam. Nope, not yet. Yep. Ha 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 ha. Go. Ba-do-do-do. Ping per range. Arrow per range. Ping per range. That's it. Heal up at the start. Nice. Yeah. Look. Fuck. So fucking. Nope, where you going, man? That's 25. I'm not gonna spell skip. Don't do it normally. There we go. Speed run it. Yeah, they're back. Alright, 60% the next one. There we go. But that uses your sprayer? I guess every hit fucking drops your sprayer. You time to hit a skull. Yep. Ah. There's the fucking music again. Yes. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Some damage. All right. 70. Huh. That's it done? When we do fucking, at 180 we get fucking more. Dang it. Could have done a 180 10 minutes faster and got fucking double that. Kashi. Oh, that's a 9K. Kashi. Ah. Okay. Yep. Watch Afro Man. Afro Man interview. Watch the Afro Man interview, CD. Channel 5.
Stand on it, you yeah.
My bones hurt too much. I mean, if I could put my feet up and chill out. I'm in plus. Why does my plus bar not work? Oh, fuck. Oh, I gotta do a sleep stream tonight, man. I wonder how many views that bitch has had so far. Oh, it is. I'm just the fat, sexy whore. Wonder who invented the fucking blanket. They're probably a fucking multi-trillionaire by now. Fucking smart, man. Evolved from prehistoric animal hides. Oh. Early humans likely used animal skin for warmth, while Egyptians and summer people, Sumerians, Thomas blanket. A Bristol magazine. A Bristol magazine granted Thomas blanket permission to install looms for trading. Oh, I'm dying, man. Oh, my bones are so achy, chat. Oh my god, I feel like a senior citizen.
Yell it out loud. You repeat it as much times as you can.
Like on social media and elsewhere.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So have your evidence, have your videotape, put it up on the media just in case you don't lose it or anything get goofy. Stash it as many places as you can. Get your facts straight. And you don't need no money with the truth. When you've done all you can do to stand, you stand and you yell it out. And this life is a war against good and evil.
What the fuck's this mutation growing on his fucking face here? What the fuck is that, man? What the fuck?
Win, sometimes we lose.
Like somebody drew a dick on his face or something.
You mean like on a deeper spiritual level?
It's like fucking...
Yeah, this whole life is a battle between good and evil. Is it good
a whole bunch of acne, I think.
Vandalize my property, kick down my door, steal my money, flip off my surveillance camera, and then try to sue me in court? Is that good?
No.
And then potentially like eyeball some lemon pound cake to look pretty good on the counter.
That's not good, man. That's bad. So the good people have to fight that element. You got to fight it with money. You got to fight it without money. You got to fight. You know, if everybody leaves you alone and everything is fine, you know, don't start no trouble. But man, when trouble kicks down your door and trouble steals your money and trouble looks at your lemon pound cake, sometimes you can't be no wussy. You got to pull your pants up. You got to go out there and address that trouble. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're the man of the house. Women get to have babies and you can't hit women. You have to respect women. You hold the door open for them. There's a woman's role and there's her duties. Then there's a man's role and his duties. So when the government kick down your door and scare your kids and steal your money, a man got to stand up to the government. A man got to stand up to anybody that's doing wrong.
Yo, Phoenix, Arizona, what the hell is up? Yo, Atlanta, Georgia, what the hell is up? Yo, El Paso, Texas, what the hell is up? You guys, guess what? I'm coming to your town to screen 2 secret documentaries, host a sick-ass talent show, maybe some rap battles for something called the C5 Carnival. I'm currently in Texas on tour right now, but having some fantastic shows. You can buy a ticket right now. You can see 2 secret documentaries. You can see rap battles, maybe a talent show, definitely, and a moderated Q&A for show if you buy a ticket right now at www.channel5.news. And remember, Atlanta, El Paso, Phoenix, we need you. www.channel5.news.
Oh, it's Toronto. Oh, Toronto already happened. February 14th is in Toronto? What the fuck, man? Yeah, you should tell about black ass, man. If I couldn't afford the show, but... Damn.
In the pinned comment and description box of this video. All right. So there's a quote that you have that you once said that your dad said.
Oh, he's at the, almost the end of it. He's promoting
Texas,
it.
but we lived in Mississippi.
Okay, you lived in Hattiesburg for a while, but
yes,
he comes from, what part of Texas is he from?
He's from Marshall, Texas. He's from the same town, George Foreman. We thank George Foreman as our family member because that town, Marshall, Texas, is too small for 2 Foremans to come out of that come out of that same freeway exit. You know what I'm saying?
So you said your dad once said, "Son, I'm not going to whoop you for fighting. I'm going to whoop you because you was standing over there." What does that quote mean to you?
My dad taught me how to avoid a fight. He said, you defended yourself. You didn't let that boy beat up on you. He said, so I ain't going to whoop you for that. I'm going to whoop you for being in a place where you could get in a fight. I'm going to whoop you for being in a position for a fight to come to you. Because if you was home doing what you were supposed to do, you wouldn't have got in a fight. And what I'm thinking is those police officers, their daddy, never gave them that little 7, 8-year-old whooping that I got. And so they're unaccountable. They make a mistake and then they cry and point the finger and they want to throw little fits until they make something bad happen to me. They're not getting the point. The point is you wasn't supposed to be there. All rivers lead back to the ocean. All my statements and my points lead back to the nutshell point. You had no business over here. You got some bad information. You didn't do your homework. You moved too fast. You vandalized my place. You put yourself on my cameras. You stole my money. You disconnected my cameras. You didn't want to help clean up the mess. And then when I do what I gotta do to clean up your mess, you want to sue me for using my methods of redeeming my place.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you came out on top, at least for now.
Well, thank you, brother. Hey, man, all I can do is fight and tell the truth. I mean, I can stand there and be quiet while that keeps going on.
Yeah.
Or I can say something. In the movies, they go, "Stop, thief!" Now, that dude was getting away till somebody put him on blast. Thief! Everybody know, hey, whoever's moving right now is some bad dude, and he can't move like he did. Now, if he didn't say nothing, that dude gets to get away with no hassle. But that's why we have freedom of speech. That way, when we have a problem, we can acknowledge that problem. After we acknowledge that problem with our freedom of speech, we can address that problem. After we address that problem with our freedom of speech, we can solve that problem. They vandalized my property, my money came up short. They disconnect my cameras because they are a poor sport.
Are there any other areas in society right now where you feel like freedom of speech is being eroded in some way?
Everywhere, everywhere. Now, I notice how the sheriff department, the same sheriff that's suing me, they assisted the Nazis to have their freedom of speech. And I want the Nazis to have their freedom of speech. But what I'm saying is let me have mine too. Don't give the Nazis freedom of speech and tell me I can't say nothing. Let's all have freedom of speech at the same time. That's all I'm saying. Be fair with the freedom of speech. Don't be partial with the freedom of speech. This guy has freedom of speech, but this guy doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that points to a broader problem, like as far as how law enforcement gives preferential treatment to certain groups in the country?
You know, I'm going to just look at my eyeballs for right now. For right now, my eyeballs see sheriffs helping Nazis in and out of U-Haul trucks, helping them have their freedom of speech.
You talking about Patriot Front with the white masks that do like different rallies across the country?
I'm just right now. I'm just referring to some Nazis,
like actual American Nazi Party people doing a demonstration in
Adams County. And I'm not knocking them. Okay. I'm just saying I want the same privileges they got. That's all I'm saying. I'll stand for freedom of speech. I want a guy to say when he has a problem with me. I want to know it. I don't want him to shut up and he's holding all that inside. I want a man to have freedom of speech.
Bunch of Nazis over there in fucking America.
Freedom of speech, but I want to have my freedom of speech also. Everybody should have freedom of speech.
Germans and fucking Americans.
You should have freedom of speech.
Americans.
So backing up from the court case, going all the way back in time, I want to talk about Texas, I want to talk about your dad, and then the move to LA. You talk a lot about your dad in interviews. Was he a special person and a big influence on your life?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He didn't pick fights, but every now and then he'd stand on a principle. I seen him go get his pants hemmed one time. He was from the military. He's accustomed to that straight hem. This new hip seamstress wanted to do like some of that cool slant Miami Vice BS with him. And he was telling like, no, I don't want my pants hemmed like that. He said, I want my pants straight at the bottom. And then the guy goes, everybody do it
Afro
like this.
Man
And he
is
was
a
like,
legend.
I am not everybody. And the guy looked at him, he looked back, and the guy just slowly went down and got it like he wanted it. Not to be hard to work with, but when he's right, he stood on the principle that made him right.
So a firm defensive position.
Dude, like I say, you don't want to walk around picking fights, walking around.
Man, my bones are achy, man. I gotta put my feet up and relax.
Dude. But
when
people kick down the door to where your family live, it's time for a man to stand on some business. Stand on some principle. Like you need to see if they were right, and if you're right and they're wrong, stand on it. Stand on it. Buck naked with your boxers on. Nope, you wrong. You ain't got an army with a whole bunch of guns. If you don't got time to grab your gun and grab your bulletproof vest, you stand on the facts.
Back to the upbringing. Did your parents meet in Texas?
No, they met in L.A. My dad's from Texas, my mom's from Alabama, but they both, you know, there was like this flight of black people from the South that went to L.A., Chicago, other northern, you know, the black flight, all the blacks that were leaving the South, they went to different metropolitans for whatever reason. Yeah. Mine went to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I was curious because that was like the Civil Rights Act was passed in '64. Then you had the Second Great Migration, which created the flight to Oakland, South Los Angeles, places like that. So I'm assuming your dad followed that path.
Yes, sir.
Did he feel like the promise of the West was fulfilled in his move to LA?
At the time, I guess it was a good move at the time. My grandfather, he moved to Compton on an ox and a wagon. He rode an ox and a wagon from Texas all the way to Compton. Nice. He bought his property in Compton for $7,000. I think a house in Compton is like $2 million now. You know, $2 million, you get shot in the ass while you're bringing in your groceries and shit, you know what I'm saying? We curse out here? Or,
yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want, man.
All right, brother. I'm trying not to, but you know.
Okay, you can say whatever the hell you want. You don't have to go all the way there.
All right, but we got the option, right?
Yes.
All right, I just love the option. All right? So at that time, it was the economic thing to do. Because I don't think you could get land in Texas for $7,000. I don't know back then. It was all about, they were suckering people to L.A. There was jobs was out there. It was like a move back then. It's not a move right now, but back then it was a move.
So moving there in the 60s and 70s was a great time period for black families.
Whenever they got there, because like it might have been in the 50s, 40s, but I don't know. At some point, my grandfather moved from Texas to California.
So you were born in 1974 during a very transitional time period for LA, for California. What do you remember about your early life, like being elementary school age?
I remember afros. I remember bell bottoms. I remember people dancing outside of the laundromat to shake your booty. I remember telling my mom, "Ooh, Mom, they said a bad word. I thought booty was such a bad word." I remember palm trees. I remember the South Side Christian Palace where I sung my first song. But I was a baby. Then I moved to Alabama at 5 years old. And I stayed between Mississippi and Alabama for like the next 5, 6 years. So I came back to California when I was 12.
And you lived on 69th and Western?
Yes, sir.
And what was your life like there? What kind of stuff were you getting up to?
Oh, man. I think that's where I got my hustle and I don't know. It was a major point. It's like where I started rapping. That's the first place I saw rich black people, guys with hair longer than the women. I started seeing like police officers just jump out on any random black person. I realized that we all looked alike and we were all suspects until they figured out what was going on. And police helicopters. I never seen a homeless person. Everybody in the South had somewhere to go. It was a raggedy shack where he could sleep at his auntie somebody's house, or it wasn't no homeless people in the South. So I never seen people sleeping on the ground. I never seen graffiti. I thought that was nasty. I didn't like that. You're like, what the hell? They right on the damn way. Everywhere I looked, it was just like nasty. But I like palm trees. I love the fact that it didn't rain. That was tripping me out. Coming back to the South, I heard thunder. I jumped on the ground. I thought somebody was shooting because I ain't heard thunder in so long. I forgot about it.
Was there a particular like police brutality incident that you remember witnessing as a young kid in LA that like really stuck with you?
I never really saw, we all saw Rodney King, and I knew it was going on. I'd hear stories. I'd see people the next day, and they'd tell me stuff. I would just see the police be rude and out of line. Searching deacons coming home from church. They'll get a gang call and be searching Bill Cosby on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just seeing unapologetic police officers. I definitely knew that they were aggressive, like another type of aggressive. And aggressive I didn't even see in Mississippi, because in the South you had to actually do something. It wasn't as random as it was.
Yeah, a lot of people like characterize the South as being really backwards, and they make it seem like the West Coast has it all together.
No. The West Coast is the frontier of race.
Oh, fuck, man. Can't wait to drink tomorrow. Today. Oh. Yep, I gotta drink three energy drinks, 3 Monsters for fucking post Norway later today.
Racism, like they are innovative with racism. Like somebody somewhere right now coming up with more racist terminology, more racial jokes, more it's on the frontier of racism. Yeah, California, I believe it's the most racist place in America.
What are some of the ways you saw racism baked into California society that you didn't see in the South? Like maybe something that was more behind the scenes?
Okay, a racist cop in the South, he thought he was better than me. He didn't like me, but he'd still be polite. Good morning. You look like somebody we looking for. We just need to make sure you're not him, and we'll let you go. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience if you're not this guy. A California dude was more unapologetic and kind of happy. Even if I wasn't the guy, he was still kind of happy. He treated the N-word bad. You know what I'm saying? So California had more unapologetic racism. Mississippi had a traditional, understandable racism, but it wasn't. It's there, but it's not as rude.
Yeah. And also,
it's a little more classier racism, you know.
Yeah, like Colonel Sanders style racism.
Like, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. They feel how they feel, but, everybody know what's up in the South. But L.A. is up for grabs. So everybody want to spray paint on the wall, claim their territory. Everybody want their own piece of paradise, and they don't want to share it with, another nationality or group or whatever. So if you think about it, LA's the most segregated city in Los Angeles, You
mean in the state or the country?
I'm going to say in the country. Of course, Mexicans outpopulate everybody, But there was a time when each race stayed somewhere in the city. The Mexicans had East LA, blacks had South Central, Washington, Compton. White people had West LA and Hollywood. They had the beaches, Santa Monica, you know, all that good stuff. It was a real segregated city. It's the most segregated city. 3 racial riots, probably even more, you know what I'm saying, like, blah, blah.
Was there a period of more like black unity in South Central before gangs became so prominent, like during the late Black Panther era?
You would see it when the police beat up, like when that little girl got killed over that orange juice.
By the like Korean store owner?
Yeah. Or Rodney King, you know what I'm saying?
But you never went down the whole like rabbit hole of like the systematic like deconstruction of like certain communities in LA.
Yeah. You know, dude, God bless America, the land that I love, land where my fathers died. But if I was to keep it real, black people wasn't brought to America for America to be beneficial to black people. Black people were brought to America to be burden bearers, to make life convenient for the white people who bought them. So there's an element in America that gives black people the short end of the stick. Now, all white people ain't like that. The good white people need to influence the bad white people a little bit more, a whole lot more. So, yeah, the government put crack in the black neighborhood. That's bad. That's bad. I don't like that. But a black person got to learn how to say no. I don't want your crack. The government do what it do. But despite that, you know, all the strides that Afro-Americans have made. You know, we went to France. I think they call them the Harlem Hailstormers or something. France praised these men, the Tuskegee Airmen that helped win the World War II. It's a reason why ICE can't deport me. Everybody got to go home except this guy.
Definitely.
You can put me in prison. You can hang me from a tree, but no, I stay.
So going back to LA, what prompted that move to Palmdale?
When I was living in Los Angeles, I was trying to go to school and do my homework and everything, and I was the only child, so I was trying to fit in with the little boys in my neighborhood. So I started claiming the set. And
which, for those who might not know, means a gang.
Yeah. I started claiming my section of LA. We say set, claiming the set. I started claiming my section of LA. I went to school, I went to junior high with my rivals, and there was no way that I was gonna complete junior high school with my rivals as deep as they were at that junior high school. So I told my dad about that. So to give me a clean start, to be able to finish school, he took me to Palmdale. He did his homework, he did his research, and he didn't realize he didn't know nothing about gang. He was a good old black man from Texas. All black people we was all slaves, we was all poor, we was all in the ghetto. He didn't know what the problem was. He didn't understand none of that stuff. But once he seen what was up, he realized he moved us somewhere crazy. He said, okay. So he went up to Palmdale. He bought us a house up there. And that's how I got to Palmdale.
No more ducking from shotgun shell. Bought a 2-story house in East Palmdale. Give it to me now. Palmdale. Hey, yeah. Palmdale. Come back to me. Palmdale.
Before you went there, did you ever have any encounters with like Tookie Williams or Big U?
No, I think Tookie was gone before I came along. No, he wasn't gone like dead, but I think he was in prison before I came along. The Rolling 60 set was like, that was a foreign country to me. I didn't stagger around there meeting different Rolling 60s. You know, I didn't know no Rolling 60s.
Even though you were on 69th?
Yeah, that was the north side. Like, my set, we expanded across Florence. The A-Track gangsters run the 80s, and they took over the 70s. Then they crossed Florence, and they started nibbling on some of those 60 streets. So when I came there, and I moved there on 69th, it was A-Track gangsters around, and I started getting, I was a little boy, I started, knowing them and affiliating with them. And they was taking over, they started pushing cats on the west side of Western and north of 67th Street.
Did you feel like when you went to Palmdale, things calmed down a bit and you could focus more on like school and music and stuff like that?
Yes, definitely. You can get in a fight in Palmdale too, but it wasn't like LA. LA, there was no choices. LA, it was what it was in LA. You know what I'm saying?
I want to hear about the song that you
loser's
made
asshole,
called
LA.
Harry Carey.
So gather around, young cholos, bloods, and crips, while I rap about the hair on Carrie's lips. It goes, Harry Carey.
Harry Carey. Man, you know what? The other day, I called myself like you got serial killer, right? I call myself a serial rapper. Like,
Me too.
I'll take you out lyrically, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the 6th grade, Raymond Elementary. This girl had a lot of money. She had some real fancy clothes, and she picked on everybody. Me and all the other kids, we were poor and raggedy, and we couldn't buy $50 tennis shoes and $100 jumpsuits. And so I remember she was cute. She was a real cute girl, but she was real mean and rude. And she had like a slight mustache. Her lip was kind of dark around the tip. So I wrote this rap song exaggerating about her mustache. I had, there was Lottie Dottie, so I made Harry Carey.
Yeah.
I kind of structured my song like Lottie Dottie, but I turned it Harry Carey. I wrote it, and then I had my friend beatbox, and so I said it. Harry Carey ate her own cherry. That's why her lips are very, very hairy. You know how they used to say you go down on a girl, you get hairy lips and stuff. So I said, Harry Carey ate her own cherry. That's why her lips are hairy. And it was like, whoo, in elementary school, that was a good line. Whoo, you're gonna like this one because it's a winner. I remember one night she invited me to dinner. She opened the door. I sat at ease. That night she cooked some macaroni and cheese. I did not care. Pulled up my chair, opened up my mouth, got a mouthful of hair. I said, Carrie, what you put in this trash? She said, I'm sorry, Joseph, that's my mustache. I looked at her and I said, what? She said, I tried to shave, but the razor wouldn't cut. I asked my dad, my mom, my pa. I got tired of listening. I crunked the chainsaw. I cranked it up, it began to run. Afro man, about to have some fun. Try to cut her hair, it began to pop. Snap, I said, it began to smoke. Snap, crackle, pop, and the chainsaw broke. I said, Harry Carey, try to calm down. You done ran all the barbershops out of town. Don't get mad, don't complain. And she had a hairy leg friend. I put her pants leg up. I said, go chill out with hairy leg Charmaine. And I ended on that. And the whole school, like I said, rap was a craze in the late 80s.
Yeah.
If you attempted to do it, people would gather around you like a fight or breakdancing. All the kids at the school was just, I was on top of this bench with my buddy beatboxing, and we just had a whole sea. The whole recess was over there, and the whole school just went nuts when I pulled up that girl's leg and said, hairy leg Charmaine, and they was like the 2 school bullies. So that was like my first rap song against the bullies.
And what effect did that have?
Everybody started calling her Harry Carey. Anytime she tried to pick on anybody, they'd start singing my rap song. Like she had to chill out and start treating people nice.
So you humbled the bullies. You're like a social vigilante.
Yes.
Early on in life.
Yes.
And that was the first time that you used those creative means to get over on someone who was putting you down.
Yes.
Harry
And you still do that.
Only when I have. Only when that's. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Only when necessary. Because if it ain't necessary, I just want to get high and have some cold 45 with 2 zigzag. You know, I just want a nice rap. But you know.
I heard even the name Afro Man itself is a rebranding of a nickname someone tried to give you to put you down.
Yeah. You know, like I'm trying to make it look good. Like, I didn't have no voluptuous, nice afro. I had the spiders in a meeting going on. I had that little intermediate situation going on. And the girl was like, hey, you boy, Afro Man, pass this up to the front. And everybody started laughing. And that name was kind of sticking. Everybody like, hey,
sorry, that's
Afro
a chair.
Man, they'd laugh. Afro Man, Afro Man. Because everybody had bald heads in the mid-90s. Tupac, Michael Jordan, any serious black man that was seriously trying to get at a good-looking black chick, he had his hair cut. And that was like requirement number 1. Get a haircut. If you didn't have a decent haircut, a girl would give you a ride home, she'd give you some food, but if you thought about asking her for a number and your hair wasn't right, she'd be like, you need to go get this shaved and cleaned up. You can't be out here with me.
But you didn't fold to cultural peer pressure. You kept the Afro rocking, and you own the nickname.
Because of
I
my finances. I couldn't get that $10 haircut every 2-3 days.
I was going to lose
So if you
my
had some money, you
virginity,
would have been Michael
but I
Jordan.
got half.
If I could have, yeah, I love to be fly.
I was
so if
going
I could've
long
been
at
fly, I would've been
RuneScape,
fly, but I
but I
couldn't
was
do
high.
it. And I was trying to go
And
to
now I'm
school. I was trying
raiding
to eat, and I
Toa,
just couldn't get my
trying to
hair
get
cut
a
every day.
purple.
And so
And I
I had
know
an
why.
unattractive afro in the mid-90s, and people used to call me Afro Man. And then I seen Too Short, and he was saying how he went up to girls saying, "Yo, I want your number, I want this, and I want that." And he was saying how the girls told him he was too short. And the girls always told him he was too short. And he said he started putting it on hats and shirts and everything. And he said it worked. So I thought I'd try that. I was trying to figure out how I could get fly with Afro Man. So I noticed it was 7 letters, and it had an O in the middle. I drew an afro around the O and a little stick man smiley face, and then I made it Afro Man. And I embraced it. I started wearing hats. I started wearing T-shirts. And then I made a rap tape, and I was like, I couldn't fight gravity. I was like, all right, Afro Man. And it started working. And when I walk up to a dude clowning me, calling me my name, he's like, "You can rap Afro?" They'd put it in, check it out, be laughing. Hey, this Afro Man tape, it was working. It worked better than, Heavenly Henry or Poetic Paul, and
So in between Harry Carey and then owning the name Afro Man, were you still making music?
Yes. Matter of fact, I was looking for a rapper name. I was trying to go with J Natural. I was trying to do everything. Man, my phone's ringing like a dog. I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn this thing off.
So we talked a lot about 8th grade. The first time I smoked weed in 8th grade, I was listening to your music.
Well, I want to thank you and apologize at the same time, man. I didn't mean to influence you at such a young age.
Well, you didn't make me do it, but it was like the essential weed music at that time. So I think people probably want to know, when was the first time you smoked weed, and was it a positive or negative experience?
I smoked some weed, but I wasn't getting high at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was smoking like some, when you first start smoking weed, you don't know if you're smoking some good weed or some Bama. You don't even know. You could be smoking parsley. You don't even know. Until you get high, you start realizing, oh, okay, this is what it smells like. Oh, this is how I'm supposed to feel. You know when you're getting ripped off or not. So at first, I didn't know what I was smoking. I was pulling these little joints, and I was scared of some kind of crack high that I couldn't, so I didn't want to get addicted. So I smoke a little bit and see, does it kick in 30 minutes later, or, I think the one time I really got high is when I had a homeboy. He had a car in his backyard with no wheels on it. It sat on bricks. He got some good weed one time. He was like, "Man, you my homeboy, I love you." He said, "Man, come over to my house, man." He's like, "I got a special treat." And he called his 3 best homies. It was me, another dude, and another dude. We was all
That's a
in
fucking
the back
sick
of we was
movie.
all in this car.
No
I'm in the
movie that
front,
is, dude.
This other dude in the front,
How
he in
high?
the back seat. He light up 4
Fucking
blunts. We might as well not
Method
even
Man in
pass
Red.
these things. The passing them was a joke.
That's one of
then
my
another
favorite
one was
movies,
coming, it was
dude.
like a
How
mind
high?
game or something. He said, "Don't roll down the window and waste my money." And it's like, I ain't never had that much smoke. It was like stupid. Like, tears was coming out of my eyes. My tongue was a rug. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And so he finally said, "Okay,
Hell,
y'all can
he-
get out." And when we
Yes.
opened up that car door, that's when I got my little dance. Cause I feel like the coyote on Roadrunner when they slow it down. So I remember I was walking, it felt like I was floating, like I couldn't really feel my legs.
And you were 16?
I was older. I'm a late bloomer.
Like after high school?
Yeah, because I was playing football in high school. I thought you was a bum if you smoked any kind of dope. Even if you drunk beer, I just thought you was a goofy ass, I might have been, I'm gonna say 20, because I smoked some Bama weed when I was 18. I didn't try to do it every day. I like to drink my 40s. At 18, I was a 40 man. Hit me a Newport, I was cool.
And was Colt 45 actually your favorite 40, or was that like a behind-the-scenes brand deal?
Man, I wanted an 8-ball because all the famous gangsters drunk 8-ball. All the gangster rappers drunk 8-ball. 8-ball was the ghetto Republican beer. You was like a rich ghetto dude when you spent $5 on a beer. When you spent $5 on one beer, $5 was a lot of money back in the day. I couldn't afford $5 beers. but Coke 45 costs $1.25. I remember I got this one song I say, standing in the front of the liquor store with no dough, trying to bum a 4-0. 8-ball costs $3.84. I can't afford that, I'm young and po. Coke 45 costs $1.25, and I'm trying to survive. If I ask 5 people for a quarter, I'll be just like the bathroom, out of order. I used to be bashful, used to be shy, and all that stuff, but I could bum 5 quarters from some strangers outside of the gas station and get me a whole 40. And then I like the way it made me feel. Like 8-ball gave me like this bad hangover the next day. But I could pop up and play basketball after I drunk a Coke 45. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel it. It was like, okay, everything's fine.
That's a pretty special talent. You could drink a 40 and play basketball right after?
I'm talking about like the next day.
Did you end up graduating high school or not?
No, I dropped out of the 11th grade.
And was that like out of musical passion or you just weren't feeling school?
A combination of things. My parents was breaking up.
HTTPS
They were letting
Discord
the house go in foreclosure in Palmdale.
join the Discord.
I had to choose which parent I was going to go with, and it was in the middle of the school year. On top of that, I want to rap. There's no college for rappers. So I'm sitting around in school just sitting here and just, you know, douchebagging around. I could see me staying in school if there was a rap class. There's no rap class. You know, I study hip-hop at home with my tapes and through the game. So if I was to be honest with myself, I was basically through with school. So my parents was leaving. My mom was going her route. My dad was going back to Mississippi. I figured I'd go down to LA and try to become a rapper.
How'd it go?
LA's the entertainment capital. I couldn't tell myself I was gonna make it musically in Mississippi versus the music capital. How do you leave LA and go to Mississippi to make it in the music business? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like little farm boys is walking with they belongings on a stick. Everybody's trying to get to LA so they can make it. Fresh out of high school, I thought my best move to go down to LA and try to make it rapping. You know, go hard and try to make it.
And back then, like obviously way before the internet, what was the standard marketing protocol for putting yourself out there?
There was the Cinderella story of dropping off a tape to Dr. Dre or, you know, letting some dude in the industry hear your song. There was that. And I think that's all I knew at the time. Now, I knew Too Short sold tapes out the trunk, and I was willing to do that while I was waiting for a big deal. I was ready to do whatever was moving. So I was ready to go to the studio, make me some songs, make me some albums. I was ready to sell them myself. And then if I could get a deal, you know, I'm with that. But if I can't, I was ready to keep my trunk popped on my car and to keep slanging them.
You mentioned style. You've always kind of had like really colorful suits and different like sort of pimp hop type, you know. Did you listen to a lot of Bay artists? Is that what inspired a lot of your fashion, or was that also happening in LA? I
take what I want from everywhere.
Yeah.
I go shopping in the humanity store. So what I see, I take. Whatever I like, I take. I've seen some clean preachers. I've seen some pretty clean brothers. Ice-T is our player in LA. He was pretty clean. You know, we got good weather in LA. So you ain't gonna see the mink coats in LA. You ain't gonna, I mean, you might, some rich Hollywood movie star party that I can't go to coming from South Central LA. But we had Ice-T. Ice-T was the flyest player that I knew in LA. And you know, you got a little bit of the game everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your fly New York cats. You're gonna have your fly Atlanta brothers. Right now, I think I'm gonna give it to Chicago. You know, that's where I really seen some clean brothers.
Was there somebody in Chicago that put you onto the game? Or are you self-made through observation?
A little bit of both. I went through a bad divorce, and I had a lady take some money from me
Happily
that I didn't
divorced.
think she deserved. And I was just looking at all the complications I went through in my marriage. Then I look up and I'm seeing guys with, you know, 5, 10 women paying them, and they driving, living good. And I got one woman taking half from me, and these dudes got 5, 10 women bringing everything to them. And I was wondering what I was doing wrong. So I was just like, I was fascinated. Fresh out of a divorce that broke me for some money, I'm fascinated with a guy that gets paid, you know, and he got 5, 10 women, you know. I'm like, how do you do that? Yeah, so blah, blah, blah.
And the second part of the question, was there a
Pimpin' ain't
person,
easy.
maybe a style or game icon that
Sorry,
put you on?
chat.
I was
Pimpin' ain't easy.
inspired by the whole game, but I guess Bishop Don Magic won. When I was sad and depressed, I'd watch him in his Rolls Royce. I'd watch him looking good, and he'd be talking positive. Man, you know, stay down, you know, keep your head up. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. It's like all them players, they had a little saying or something that would make you, that inspire you. They'll say something like, stay down like 4 flat tires. When all the buildings in New York City fall, I'm gonna be standing tall. Just something that make you want to get up off the ground, brush yourself off and say, you know what, let's go for it.
Did you ever have one? Like a phrase?
Yeah, I got a phrase. My
The
phrase, I had
legendary
to
pimp
outdo all
god.
the players that inspired me. So mine is Kenny Red, rest in peace. I like to say, stay down like 4 flat tires. Lee Mack, rest in peace. Stay down and come up with your money. I'm the hungry, hustling American dream, / Afro-American wet dream, the rock and roll gangster, the Kenny Red, rest in peace of reefer rap, the Don Juan Dank, the Pimpin' Kenny, the Ink Pen, Money Q Green. There's these, I got my lines.
Who do you think's on the Mount Rushmore of old school pimping?
Okay, everybody say Iceberg Slim, but I missed that boat, and to me, he didn't like what he was doing. He didn't like himself. He didn't like. So me personally, I'm gonna exclude him. In my book, it's gonna be Don Juan, Kenny Red. I like JoJo, and I like Scorpio. How many people's up on Rushmore?
4 presidents
He
up
likes to
there.
pimp
And
fucking
I like Pimpin' Ken.
dialogues.
I think he got a beautiful. I think he got the best
Pimpology.
mouthpiece in the game. We was just talking about dressing. My Mount Rushmore is I got inspiration from their dress, their wardrobe.
Yeah. So just to clarify, pimping isn't cool, but pimps dress cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another thing I wanted to talk about too is I saw you don't say the N-word in your music. What kind of prompted that choice?
Well, first of all, the N-word is the most, I'm trying to find that word that's said in the dictionary. It's the most offensive word in the English language. I don't like being greeted with it. I don't address my brothers and sisters with it. Like, if you're on the Lakers, you're not gonna say, fuck the Lakers. Or if you're an Englishman, you're not gonna walk around saying, hey, what's up, Limey? You know what I'm saying? If you're a Mexican, you're not gonna walk around going, hey, Beaner, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't feel black people should disrespect the home team. You know, I know
Yeah.
in America, they hear it so
home
much.
team.
Like if I had a bunch of give me a bunch of white kids.
All right.
They're
Imagine
all-
they're here.
Yeah, they're all give them to me as babies.
Here you go.
Right? All right. And when I see them, I say, hunky, 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 hunky. I separate them from the older white people that love them. The older white people that's going to give them dignity and pride and say, hey, we're Americans. We're white people. I separate them from them people. And I got them over here in my little chicken coop. And I'm like, you're a honky. Honky, 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 honky. What are those little white kids going to grow up saying?
Cracker, honky.
And then they're gonna shake, they're gonna be like, what's up, my honky? They're gonna have pride when they say it. Like, what's up, honky?
Yeah.
Innocent and
Please like the
uninformed
video,
because I done
dogs.
separated them from the people that will give them the dignity and pride to say that. So I'm thinking hundreds of years ago, the black people that couldn't speak English, nigga, 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 nigga. Sometime I'll watch a movie, the slave would be like, whose nigga is you? You know, they don't know no better. They don't know they're the original man God created. They don't know they invented the pyramid. They don't know the Moors took knowledge to the Greeks and the Egyptians and the Moors brought knowledge to Spain and Europe. They don't know they're these intellectual people. All they know is what this guy that don't like them told them. That's my reason why I don't like the N-word. I don't think black people should call themselves that. I guess that's it in a nutshell.
I guess growing up, and I grew up in what they call a diverse environment where it was used a lot, and I was always told that it was a way of reappropriating a word that was used to dehumanize the community. So it's like by using it ourselves, we're taking that power away.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna piss on you, and I'm gonna tell you it's raining. Is that rain just because I say it's rain? No, that's piss. I salute the brothers that tried that. And I understand, ain't nothing wrong. You know, like, if I stick you with a pin, it's typical if you jump. I gotta salute a brother that don't let the N-word hurt him. He use it, he get with him. Like, you can't hurt him like that. I salute that. At the same time, no.
Yeah. At what point in your life did you come to that conclusion?
I think when a Mexican walked up to me and said it, I didn't like it no more.
You've been back to LA in a while?
No, I left LA because of it. I didn't want to go to prison because it was too many people using the N-word that wasn't black, and I couldn't kill them all. So I knew I better leave before, you know.
Well, Mexicans in East LA don't typically say that.
A real Mexican don't say it. You got the, you know, like, I don't know, whatever, you know, like, people hate us, but they imitate us. I'm gonna say that again. People hate us, but they imitate us. You know what I'm saying? My dad said black people invented low riding. He said it was like in the 50s, and he said black people used to wear zoot suits. He said black people, the black jazz musicians, used to wear zoot suits. And he said that, you know, Mexicans that play the oldies, Motown, they play them now. They play them, like if I dig up Smokey Robinson, it won't be a picture of Smokey Robinson on YouTube. It'll be like 5 cholos standing there, and I'm trying to, you know, when I pull up a Smokey Robinson video, that's how much they didn't like embraced and intercepted Motown and all of the classic soul oldies that black Americans made. You know what I'm saying? You know, people hate us, but they imitate us. You know what I'm saying? So I was listening to that lefty guy talk. He was like, yeah, in the penitentiary, we got ours. We let the blacks know, like, yo, you know, you guys are over there, but we got ours. Oh, but when he gets out the penitentiary, oh, he wants to rap like the black guys he want to kill in the penitentiary. No, keep that same energy when you get out the penitentiary. No. Don't come over here using our rap music. You go over there and sing La Bamba. And a black dude wrote that from what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at him. It's like just all that N-word using, and then the black people that give other races the green light to disrespect us. Like, you know, California, you know, like, you know, I love my hometown, but it's a lot of stuff there, you know, that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back, but like I gotta live out in the desert. I need a whole lot of space, and I gotta drive around to my love. I just can't just be out with like random people drinking and just saying whatever, and, you know, whatever.
But you feel like the popularity of the music is the driving force behind the appropriation of black forms.
You know, I think brothers should have thought about it. I think NWA should have been brothers with an attitude.
Yeah.
Instead of, we all get it. I get it. We was all mad, and you know, one time I called a girl a bitch, and she turned around. She said, "I'm gonna show you a bitch." You know what I'm saying? So like, I think a lot of black people kind of got that attitude, like, oh, we some niggas? Okay, all right, we gonna show you some niggas. We gonna burn all this shit up. We gonna fuck up. And so they just running with that junk. But I think we should have just held on to the brothers. Because now, you know, you got all kind of non-blacks just using the N-word, and, you know.
I don't know if they would have got the record deal if it was BWA.
They could have said F the police, as yeah, they would have got it.
You don't think that there was like a conscious agenda behind promoting some of these words on like a corporate entertainment level?
I'm sorry?
Do you think there was a conscious agenda like in promoting gangster rap in the 80s?
Yeah, but see, they can't promote what you don't do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if a lady take off her clothes and start wiggling right now, I'm a promoter. But if she don't take off her clothes, I can't promote her.
So it falls back to individual responsibility of the person.
Yeah.
So you mentioned NWA, you mentioned Mississippi once, which made me think about Soulja Boy, who's also from Mississippi, and he said that he was the first viral rapper. But if I think about it, I think it would actually be you with the song Because I Got High.
Yes.
That was the first viral hip-hop song.
Yes.
Can you break down like how that song came about, and then we can get into the actual mechanics of the mass spread of that song? Because it was like #1 in Belgium and like 15 different countries in Europe.
I was gonna go to court before I got high. I was gonna pay my child support, but then I got high. No, you wouldn't.
Because I got high, the first YouTube was Napster. I didn't know nothing about it. I was on the verge of being homeless and everything.
You were working at LAX at that time too?
No, LAX was before that. LAX is going to be in the Afro Man days when I first got my nickname and everything.
Yeah, okay.
This is going to be after I moved back to Mississippi. I kind of gave up on LA.
Went back to Hattiesburg?
Yes.
Yeah. You were working at a chicken processing center?
Yes. I remember I tried to sell some CDs, nobody would buy them. I got tired of toting the box around. I was just like, damn. So I just started giving it away to people, and they went home and put it up on the computer, and they put it up on Napster. They had to invent the word viral to explain what my song had did through the computer. It was like a computer platinum. At first we had platinum. We didn't have viral. Nobody said that before 2000. They started saying it after Because I Got High circulated. One dude said, I remember the dude, he looked like the guy on The Godfather that got mad at Michael Corleone. He goes, he was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Mean Mo Green.
Yeah.
He had some glasses like Mo Green. He was like, you're everywhere. He goes, your song went viral. And he held it with his eyes open like, I ain't never heard that word. I'm like, what is that? It was like, it's like a virus. They had to invent that word to explain what had happened in everybody's computers around the world. Like,
so nobody said it viral before your song came out?
Yes.
Wow. And it stemmed from, was it a rave in New Orleans, I read?
Yes, I handed out 500 CDs at a rave. All those kids went home and loaded that stuff up, and it went around the world in like 2-3 days.
2-3 days?
Yeah.
And what was your initial reaction? Like, how did you even come to terms with that global reach?
Dude, I didn't even know what had happened. This dude was just pounding on my door like the British is coming or something. You know what I'm saying? He was like, Universal want us in New York right now. We got to get a plane. And I'm like, okay, all right. You know, like, damn. And it was like, it wasn't a joke. The plane tickets was there, first class, limousine picking us up. New York City, saw Johnny Cochran in the airport, took a picture.
Right before he's about to go home or something.
Like, I didn't know what was going on, but it was crazy, it was creepy, and it was big.
And how soon until you signed that major deal?
It must have been like 2-3 days later.
Yeah.
We got the plane ticket, we flew up there, Universal was not playing.
I know you're old school, so you probably don't want to talk about money super openly, but was it a pretty decent check for that first signing bonus?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me get a quick time check right quick. I supposed to be on stage at 7.
All right, we are here at Afro Man's first show after his victorious court case against the Adams County Sheriff's Department. It's not a big venue. We're not in an arena or a big-ass theater. We're inside of a dive bar in a suburban town called Clayton, Indiana, home to about 15,000 people. And it appears that 1%, maybe 5% of the town is in this bitch right now to watch Afro Man do his thing. Thoughts on Afro Man?
He's great.
How do you feel about his court case victory?
That was amazing.
Freedom of speech, good or bad?
Great. We Afro Man in Belleville, baby. You know, when are we going to see this again?
It's Afro Man. How do you not show up tonight?
My name's Gerald Claxon. This is the Clack Shack. Little small town, little hole in the wall type thing. Freedom of speech all the way through, baby. All the way.
Go freedom of speech, absolutely. Afro Man got off his trial from freedom of speech. Honestly, I didn't know much about this court case till about 2 days ago.
Super epic, super sick. And how blessed he is that it was all on camera with his cameras inside. You feel me? Like I was just thinking about that earlier today. I was like, play
it's a sick ad, man.
Hell yeah.
What do you think this victory symbolizes?
Freedom of speech. There's still hope in this world. At least a little bit.
Damn, cake. Damn, who's that white bitch? There's 2 of them? Damn. Those fine ass white bitches.
Oh man, there's hope for my career. Hey, you know what? I feel like Tina Turner. She was old as fuck. She was basically a skeleton in some stilettos. Her hair looked like somebody electrocuted her. It ain't over.
Oh, you know
it ain't over, you motherfucker. She got one more left. What's love got to do? Hey, it's a beautiful.
When you pulled the guitar too, that was pretty sick.
Nice.
Right on, brother.
So I had a couple follow-up questions from the interview from yesterday. When you said you went to Chicago and met a bunch of cool people and stuff like that, did you ever go to a players ball?
Oh yeah, man. I go to all of them. Yeah, man, because I'm a player. Yeah,
to this day.
Yes. Don Juan, he threw his last one. He had his leg amputated, so he threw his last one, the 50th one. So I guess it's up to the younger generation of players to keep it going. I'm gonna talk to Pimp C down in San Diego, and I'm gonna talk to some of the other famous players and see where they want to have them at and how they want to do them. I think they planning a picnic in July.
A pimp picnic.
Yeah, player.
Player.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the main difference?
A pimp, I guess, like.
Oh, let's see that poster, dude.
Player.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah.
Over 60 trophies and prizes, $500 line dance competition. Must be at least 6 teams that consist of 6 people. Cornerstone Rec Center, Alabama. Absolutely no cash apps, no 4-wheelers. Oh, it's cash apps. Oh, no cash apps. For more information, Balloon release for Getty and Big Twin. Nice, dude. The Players Ball. Picnic car and bike show.
In July.
A pimp picnic.
Yeah, player.
Player.
Yeah.
So what's the main difference?
A pimp, I guess, like, that word can mean a lot. Like, it can mean, like, a guy that beats a chick up and forces her to have sex with people. And we don't do that. A woman loves a player. She can't help herself. Yeah, everybody loves a player. Nobody likes a pimp. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we some players, man. A player's a nice dude. A player's is a ghetto politician. He's a good dude. He's smart. He has money. He has lots of friends. He has ideas. He throws parties. He's a wonderful social person. Yeah, he's a politician. So, yeah, players ball.
And do you think that culture will survive the test of time?
Yeah, there's gonna always be a player. There's always gonna be a hater. So who the hater gonna hate if it ain't no player around? Somebody gotta be shining, doing good. So somebody got somebody to fuss and complain about. You gotta have the yin with the yang. You gotta have night and day, balance off the universe.
Vagina and dick.
Interactions with Sugar Free?
Yeah, that's my man.
Balls.
That's the homie. You know what I'm saying? What's the smoking on a dodo and it's gone? I'm sipping on a Hennessy because it's what's up, Sugar Free? Sugar. My homeboy Strange was tight with him, and Strange took me to his show. He brought me in the back, was smoking weed with me. He always treated me with respect, man, and I appreciate him, man, because I love his music. A lot of rappers I grew up listening to, you know, I love them, but, you know, the feeling ain't mutual. They ain't feeling me. But the Sugar Free is one of them rappers I grew up listening to, and he liked me, too, you know. So he like because I got high, he think I'm funny and everything. Cool brother. I love Sugar Free, man.
Sugar Free to pee. Look like the game hurt. If the bitch got 2 or 3 phones, she either a hoe or a brain surgeon.
You ever meet Monster Cody?
I didn't. You know, he stayed on my street. I lived off of 69th and Harvard.
So your dad, in moving you to Palmdale when you were 11, do you feel like it's a stretch to say that might have saved your life?
I'm going to say, yeah. I was too alpha male. I was probably going to get it. I might have made it. A lot of my homies made it through. They still around today, and they banged hard every day in South Central. I'm thinking me, the way I rap, talk, dance, threw up gang signs, spray painted on the wall.
Too active.
Because, I didn't back down. I was bony. My Jerry curl was too long. Somebody probably would have got me, man. Or I might have made it. I don't know. My dad didn't take that chance. Once he did his research, we was out of there.
What percentage of people who were active during the 80s during your time in South Central do you think are still around today? Is it half, or you think it's even less?
My homies were survivors. My homie Shady Mac died of natural causes. We put him down the other day. But all my homies are still alive. One of my homies went to the penitentiary. They dodged some bullets. They some matadors. You know what I'm saying? You know, they tricked the bull. And they stuck him with the sword at the end. Like, they still alive. Two-Tone, he's still alive. He live in the set right now. I pay his rent for him every day. Oh, homie. Hey, bro, I need a new Cadillac, man. Yeah.
So even though you moved to Palmdale, you didn't sever those lifelong bonds?
I couldn't. I was an A-Trade gangster. Like, I wasn't finna take my khakis off for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was in Palmdale, but in my mind, I was still a Crip. I was still from A-Trade gangster. And that's how I carried myself. I dressed up every day. I got up every morning, ironed my khakis, ironed my T-shirt, went to the Slauson swap meet every chance I could. You know, went to see the homies every chance I could. Yeah, you can ask anybody from Palmdale. Oh, Joby, yeah, A-Trade gangster, L.A., South Central, whoop-de-whoop.
Well, it's interesting because, like, fast forward now, Lancaster and Palmdale have some of, like, the highest murder rates in the state. And a lot of L.A. families now got relocated from places like South Central, especially.
Yeah, man. You know, the funny part is the worst gangbanger in L.A., he fantasizes about retiring in Palmdale. But the whole city is doing that. So a gangbanger go to Palmdale to get away from gangs. There's a million other gangbangers there, too, trying to get away from gangs. So you go up to the gas station, you getting the worst gang fight shootout in your life in Palmdale, because in L.A., everything's organized, right? Every gang is in their neighborhood. So if you're from that hood, you can get peace in your hood. Palmdale, Lancaster, you move into a little apartment, that's not a certified hood. You see what I'm saying? Like, your gang doesn't run that area. Different gang members is moving into apartment complexes. A Crip upstairs, Blood downstairs, 18th Street down the hall, M13 over here. You go to your car to bring in the groceries, man, you got all kind of shit going on. Them sheriff cars flying all up and down the street in Palmdale.
Did you see the video that came out of Cowboy from the 60s, like now living far out in the desert, like past Apple Valley, like out there on a private compound with like 6 acres, like by himself?
That's how you do it, good, brother. That's how you do it. I bought 195 acres. I want a real hood. I want a real country that I control. Like, my land is my country. I'm the judge.
Especially
I'm the
with
president. I'm the army. I'm the police. I'm the judge.
Especially with Starlink, dude.
Around my
Can't place the middle of
195
nowhere.
acres.
I can see you being the president of a micronation.
Have
you heard of
internet
this before?
too.
Like the Amish kind of do?
No,
or-
like you can declare your property a nation, a micronation. You can have your own like passport stamp processed. You can have law enforcement for nonviolent crimes. You can have your own currency. You can do all those things. I can kind of picture you. They have one in called Molossia outside of Reno, where this guy named Kevin has like a 20-acre property. He dresses like a North Korean president or whatever you call him, supreme leader all day.
Yeah.
Would you want something like that?
Yes.
And what would the laws be on this micronation?
No N-word. Black people used to be slaves in America. I believe about 30% of white Americans could afford to have slaves, which leaves 70% middle-class white people who didn't have slaves. These people lived in cities. The 30% that had slaves had big farms. When slavery was abolished and they told the slaves that they couldn't have them on their property anymore, these slaves migrated into the cities where the middle-class white people live, where the 70% middle-class white people live. Of course, the middle-class white people don't want the freed slaves to think that they are equivalent to them. They don't want to eat with the slaves. They don't want the slaves sitting next to them. The middle-class white people, they move out of the inner city, the city they built for themselves, but they wanted to get away from the slaves. So they left and they built suburbs. And they built all these other communities, and they left the inner city for the newly arrived freed slaves. They called the older buildings that they done already lived in, all the dilapidated buildings, the ghetto. They called this the black neighborhood. A black neighborhood in America was never designed by black people for black people. It's just like this leftover garbage thing. You know what I'm saying? So as far as I'm concerned, a young black baby don't have a decent environment to come up in. Too many evil spirits have access to a young black child. There's no healthy place for him to grow up. I would like to have a whole bunch of land, like to fence it off, and all the black people that don't like using the N-word, they don't refer to their brothers and sisters as the N-word. They don't want the N-word being said to their children. I would set up a nation for them, and I would exclude the self-proclaimed nigger. God bless him. I'll do business with him. If the world attacked black people as a whole, I will help him in battle. But when peace arrives, I will separate myself from this man. I believe he contaminates and poisons the American black soul. And I create an environment where a young black person can grow up, know that they are a brother, they are an Afro-American, and I would nurture and raise a good citizen. And then I'd let him know, outside of this fence, the people outside of this fence are gonna address you with the most offensive word in the English language. But just know that's not you. And just know not to do nothing with these type of people. Don't trust a person that calls you that, you know, blah, 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 blah. That's one of the main rules that I would have in my community. And then all the other sensible laws. Like, of course, don't steal, don't kill. But the only one that I think I'd have is like, you can't say the N-word. And if somebody invites somebody over and they use the N-word, I'd have my own security guards pull up and ask that person to leave our environment.
Would you allow white liberal visitors and volunteers?
Yes, you can come visit. You can come visit. And matter of fact, we actually need some white residents, because if the government find out that it's all black people living here, they might fly over the top and just blow us up.
I'm trying to think if that's been attempted before. You had the New Africa Republic in the southeast. You had Black Hammer in Colorado, but that was kind of like poisoned by nonprofit money. And then you have the Gullah Geechee Nation in the Sea Islands in South Carolina. And I think they're trying to build something like an intentional community with more direct connections to Africa.
Okay.
Young people, I could say that and be proud of where you come from and where you're going. They say the world is your oyster. You just got to get out there, find your niche, but never forget where you come from.
From what I understand, Africans sold black people around the world. So I don't even really want to call myself African American. I'm still an Afro-American. I know I'm of African descent. And like I say, if the world wants to kill black people all at one time, I'm down to help my African brothers, sisters fight. I don't want to patronize backstabbers and betrayers. I don't want to patronize the people that betrayed me and call myself African. And then they get this arrogance like we're trying to be like them. They want to rap like us. They want to be cool like us. And I'm not mad at them. I'm an Afro-American. I am an American. You wouldn't take a lion out of the zoo and put him back in the wild, but, you know, a person to tell me to go back to Africa. I can't. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. I'm an American. I can survive in America. I know America. This is what I know. So I'm looking for Afro-Americans. I'm with the good people. I'm with humanity. Just because you're black, you might not be a good man. You might be a bad man. So if I'm not with nobody bad. I'm not bad. I'm not down with no bad black people. I'm not down with no bad white people. I'm not down with no bad Mexicans. I'm not down with nothing bad. I'm down with everything good. Afro-Americans need a home. We've been misplaced. If the government and society doesn't give me some land or something, I'll go buy it. I'll build it. The Chinese man don't come up to me and ask me to build China for him. He goes and he builds it for himself.
We just visited a whites-only community in Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I don't mind them having a whites only, but just don't get mad when I have a black one. And what I believe is this: if you're a white extremist, you have the right to find you some land and be extreme. I got the right to find me some land and be extreme, but we both should be able to come to a neutral zone, and in that neutral zone, we should get along. We should both be able to go to Walmart.
So Walmart is the racial pacification zone, like
well,
the DMZ.
it's an example. It's an example.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though, the public, the third space.
It's like this. When I go to the airport, I know I gotta compromise everything because I'm around everybody. You go to the airport, I gotta share. This dude might be something I don't like, but we're at the airport. We got to get along. We got a flight. This is not the time, place. It's boom. There need to be places like that. And then when you're ready to be extreme, go to your section and be extreme. And that goes for me too. When I'm ready to be Afro-American and I'm ready to play my soul music and eat my collard greens and cornbread and pick my afro and say right on and hop my low rider, I need my section where I don't disturb my white brother that may not like that loud rap music. He may not like all the cars slamming and hopping and all that type stuff. He needs to breathe. He needs his environment. I need my environment. You go to the zoo, every animal has their own little environment. If you're a polar bear, they hook up the refrigerator for you because you're a different animal than this lion over here. This lion say turn that air off, man. It's cold in this damn place.
But going back to Palmdale, though, you talked about how suburbs were built to escape black migration out of fear of retribution in the inner cities.
No, they just didn't want to be. They never feared paying them back. They don't fear that now. They're not going to pay black people. But they didn't want to be around them.
But there's some speculation that I've seen before that the gentrification of Los Angeles and other cities can be kind of seen as like a reverse white flight, because now that the cities are cleaning up and integrating, you have suburban youth flocking to the cities to find culture, and in turn, the price gets raised. And I'm wondering if you know about the Cash for Homes program and how they were basically convincing families in South LA and elsewhere to move to Palmdale and Lancaster and offering them like briefcases full of cash to displace families.
What I heard was, at first, white people left South Central LA. They said black people couldn't come west of the 110 freeway. My dad told me that white boys used to chase him out of Compton. I'm gonna repeat that. My dad told me white boys used to chase him out of Compton across Imperial to Watts. White people moved to the suburbs. White people gave up Compton. Gave that big court building to the black people. They let them have it. All right, they gave up Compton. They gave up South Central, and they went wherever they went. Let's say Palmdale, let's say Simi Valley, all them outskirts cities. Then they want to blow their brains out from that traffic every day. So now, after about 20 years, 20, 40, 50 years of that traffic, white people are saying, look, put the gang members and the black people out here in the desert and we'll stay back in the city and don't have to drive that much. So I hear that the regentrification and all of this stuff is going on. I was in Inglewood. I seen a white girl on a skateboard with a dog pulling her.
A dog pulling her?
I was like, what is she doing? I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, you know, God, okay, that's cool. Yeah. You know, I was just, you know, but it's just like, Inglewood, you know? All right.
Fuck that, I did a rock and go flying.
So getting to another theme, which is divorce. I heard you mention it twice today. Seems like you had two particular divorces in your life. One was the divorce of your parents that kind of prompted you to drop out of high school and take music more seriously. Then you had your divorce with, I guess, your first wife later in time that prompted you to travel around, meet different players, and kind of start getting your style turned up. Can you tell me about the impact of that first one?
Yeah, you know, like I trip on how as soon as you get married, your wife can stop doing her duties, but you can't stop doing yours. And
Yeah.
if you leave, you got to pay even more money.
Yeah.
Marriage is like a short end of the stick thing for the man. Marriage
Yeah.
is good for the woman.
Yeah.
Because as soon as she get married, she can stop going to the gym. She can eat, you know, fart on you late at night, don't cook for you, go fuck other dudes. What are you going to do, divorce me and give me half of your shit? You know what I'm saying? So my mom was real religious, and she thought it was a sin to go with a girl and not be married with her, not be married to her.
Yeah.
But my mom and my dad was divorced, so I didn't get a chance to hang out with my dad too much until after he moved to Mississippi. So later on in Mississippi, after I got married, my dad was like, son, now watch it. She gonna try to divorce you to take a lot of money. He started advising me, and he taught me a whole lot. So I had to learn, oh, that's why women want to get married. It's a low-key hustle / lick. You know, they have divorce parties now. Like, what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying?
So when you sign that marriage contract, it's a prenuptial agreement that automatically.
Man, I believe the right woman can get around that. The right lawyer, right woman, you know, people bias. Look at what they was trying to do to me in court. Like, you know, like them cops were walked after beating Rodney King's ass. So the wrong judge, wrong court, wrong woman, that prenuptial agreement don't mean nothing. They'll get it still.
So do you believe in marriage as a construct?
I do. I believe in, look here, homie, look here. I seen a teacher whisper in somebody's ear. He go, tell it to the person behind you. He started at the end of the class, and they Pac-Man this shit up and down the aisle. And by the time it got over there, it was nothing like what he said.
Oh, I remember that game.
You see what I'm saying? So like,
that's like a trust game they play. One person with something other there, and the next person is supposed to say the same, and the next person is supposed to say the same, and they're supposed to say it back to the person, but it's always something fucking different. Someone changes it.
God really say, who really wrote the Bible? Like marriage is cool, but maybe you didn't even, like, what the hell? If I like a girl and she like me, we should go together. And what I like about is soon as she stopped loving me and stopped doing right, I can do the same. Now, where all this paperwork come in at? You know what I'm saying? Oh, she can go suck everybody's dick, but I still got to pay her. And no, that sounds like a bad deal. I was just thinking, like, I could have a whole bunch. I got this one girl right now. She does everything right. She caters to me. She cooks. She brings my food to me. She sews my buttons on my suits when I pop them. I'll go talk to some other girls. They'll be like snorting coke and drinking and loud and using the N-word. And you know what? There's a side of me that feels like I want to be with this chick.
You want to be with not the crazy one, but the one who helps you out with your...
Yeah. If two people want to be with each other, they'll be with each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If she wants to be with you, she'll be with you. And she might only want to be with you 6 months. She might only want to be with you a year. She might only want to be with you 2 years. Me and my homies from 83rd, we still homies to this day. We go over each other's house because we want to be over there. We've been friends 30 whatever, damn near 40 years. We want to go over each other's house. We want to crack them beers. We want to shake each other's hand and play our music. We want to see each other. And when a girl want to see you and you want to be with her, that's marriage to me. All these paperwork and all these strangers that come into your life telling you you need to give her this and that and that. There's a side of me at 51 years old in 2026 that thinks something is fishy. I like the Bible, but you know, I'm hearing all this stuff about King James. A lot of stuff is making sense now. Slaves, obey your masters, turn the other cheek. You know, how come you don't turn the other cheek? Yo, so I'm not saying it's false, but I believe that God will sympathize with my confusion. If I created a creature, I would understand that he don't understand. God created me, so he know I can't verify all this stuff everybody's hollering. So I think he's gonna look at my heart and do what he's gonna do from there. So marriage to me is me and a young lady wanting to be with each other. And that can stop anytime. Now, your girl can break up with you in her mind, go out and start fucking everybody, sucking their dick. Now, you still married on paperwork, but that spirit is gone. So far as I'm concerned, fuck this paperwork. Why even have it in the first place? Bitch, you gonna love me today? Oh, you don't love me tomorrow? Okay, well, we gonna do an easier divorce. We're gonna do the kind of divorce we used to do in the 3rd grade. Make sure the teacher ain't looking. That's the divorce. It's simple. It ain't all this traumatizing shit.
I guess like the core question is, does that belief about marriage more stem from you observing your parents, or is it more like your experience with marriage?
Everything. My parents really ain't got nothing to do with it because my mom's a good lady, and I understand what my dad's saying. My dad was illustrating to me how my mom didn't spend no time with it. He said she always down at the job, she running down to the school. My mama low-key unconsciously broke up with my dad. She didn't want to be around him, so she'd load up her college courses. She'd stay at work. Then she'd open up a business. And my dad like, where's she at?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like this. They wasn't broke up, but they was broke up.
Yeah.
If we ain't together, we apart. So if you like me, you like me. You gonna be where you want to be. The players say she choose. The players say a female choose. A player fix himself up, and he stand up tall, he stand up right, and a woman look, she like that one. Even in Animal Kingdom, I guess this cheetah, she was giving off a scent, and there was like 5 male leopards following her. She'd stop and turn around, they'd all sit and look like, we don't smell your pussy, we're not following you, you know? So finally she indicated to the one she wanted. The other ones kind of congratulated him, and he moved on to the top of the hill and mounted her. A female chooses, even in animal world.
Yeah.
So I believe in getting chose, and I believe in 2 people being where they want to be.
Going back to your parents, did you feel like that emotional distance that your mom created, like, kind of broke your dad's spirit a bit at that time? Like, did you notice?
It's mathematics. My dad tell me how his boss used to bust him. My dad used to work for Caltrans, and he said he had this bush on the freeway he used to get the best sleep in. My dad said he had a supervisor that busted him without busting him. He said, Foreman, look here. I ain't saying you ain't working. All I'm saying is, I don't see it. Fuck where you was at. Fuck what I can't prove. I don't see you. So my dad come home from work, you know, he married, but where's my wife? Is she here? She gone. So I'm married and single at the same time. I'm married to some paperwork sitting in the courthouse, but my actual woman is moving around. She's not with me. She didn't choose me. She chose to be somewhere else. Amen. So, you know, marriage is an action, you know, it's an everyday action. You could be married to me today and you not married to me tomorrow.
You gotta love him forever.
Yeah.
I just remember yesterday you were talking about the ideal marriage situation is like the man goes out, hustles, gets it, brings it home, and the woman holds it down. You know, I wonder if that was informed by like your experience watching The Office.
I like that. A marriage
like the old classic.
is an institution. A marriage is a company. Your family last name is a company name brand. Your company helps your family survive. Your wife, she feeds you. She washes your clothes. She packs your lunch. She takes care of your kids, cleans your house. You don't want to come home to no laundry, dirty dishes.
Mess,
you know what I'm saying?
fed.
She is your vice president. You're running the world, she's running the house. And it's a company. That's why when you break up, they make you give her half of it because she helped you run that company. And now that she's parting ways with it, you need to give her something that's going to help her as she look for another business partner.
Do you think it's natural for a man to be with just one woman for his whole life?
Okay, I ask myself, why does a bull have 12 heifers? Now, I eat a bull on a plate, and this man has a better sex life than me. There's a side of me that says I can have as many women as I want. The key is getting the women to accept. If I can talk a woman into accepting other women, then, okay, what's your problem? Excuse me. We're living life, liberty, and my pursuit of happiness. I heard it was immoral. I heard God don't like it. At the same time, I see bulls with 12 heifers. An alpha male fights you over all his women. If you can take care of a woman, why should another man enjoy what he's not paying for, what he's not supporting?
But you felt like true romantic love before, right? Like head over heels, butterflies, full emotional investment.
Yeah, brother.
And like, do you feel like that always expires, like at some point?
There is a way to nurture it. It's a way to keep things healthy. I believe people should have 2 rooms. They should have 2 rooms and a center room.
I'm on board for that.
Yeah, I believe there should be a center room, then there should be a his and her room. There's a side of me that think both people should still masturbate. How can you make me happy when you don't even make yourself happy? How can you give me something you don't have? You don't love yourself, but you're gonna come loving on me. You know, you ain't took a bath, you ain't got no rest, you ain't shampooed your hair. but you ain't brushed your teeth, but you want to kiss me.
It'd be nice to have separate bathrooms too, because, you know, girls always have so much shit in there. I could do 7 in 1, or maybe 12 in 1, every body wash purpose.
I suggest that every man have a house in his company. I believe a man
It's
should
12
keep
in
all
1.
his important stuff in his
Hair,
company.
fucking
Everything you have in
motor
the same
oil,
house with the lady
fucking
should be
shampoo,
disposable. So like, if
conditioner,
she crosses you, you
toothpaste,
just hang up the phone and you don't even got to go back.
toilet
there no more.
paper.
She can burn that little weenie shirt you got hanging in the closet. You know what I'm saying? But she can't get a hold of your birth certificate. You know,
So you got to
your
keep,
house deeds.
keep
and
your bases covered.
Yes.
Definitely. So yesterday we kind of concluded with talking about, because I got high dropping, you go to New York, you get this fat publishing check, your life pops off fast. What's a way that you splurged? Did you save, or were you like going party mode for those couple years?
Well, I put the money up and I let Universal have too much access to it. They fucked it off when I went on tour. You know, live and learn. They was giving me big money, so I didn't want to go against them. So I didn't know when to say no. I didn't know when to put my foot down at first.
Like in what sense? Like what kind of things would they request of you as far as?
They gave me the check, but they didn't let it go. They was holding it as they gave it to me. They were like, we want to put this in a joint account so this guy here can pay your bills while you're on tour and whoop-de-whoop. They were saying stuff like that. If I do it now, I wouldn't have a joint account with them. I say, hey, let go of the check, let go of it. All right, thank you. And then I wouldn't go on tour. I'd take their check, get on my airplane, fly back home to my bank, and deposit it into my bank with no whatever from them.
Did you move from Hattiesburg to LA after this whole?
No, I stayed in Hattiesburg. I went out to the country and bought me some bigger land.
So you went out to the country. You never had like a urge to move to Hollywood or do something like that?
Yeah, I get them urges. I done got addicted to space and peace. And I'm over the whole village people life. Like, I think people are too close to each other. All the peace I feel right now, I wish I could give to every other human being. I really think we all need about 100 acres of peace. Go see people when you want to, but everybody just need that peace.
So throughout the entire, I guess, post-fame process, you never moved to a major city to like buy a condo by the water or something?
Nah, man, because I'm living too big. Man, I got a garage big as this place right here, if not a little bit bigger. Where am I put all my cars? You know, I'm an LA boy. You know, I can't leave my lowriders in the snow. I want space, and I can't get no space in a city. A city is where a rich man warehouses labor. You ever seen that movie Trading Places?
Yeah.
Duke and Duke, did they live in Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah, Eddie Murphy.
No, they got in their Rolls Royces, and they was way out somewhere. And then when they was ready to manipulate their laborers, they hop in the back of their Rolls Royce, and they sail into the city where everybody's piled up, and they manipulate people. Hey, you're broke. Your rent's high. Come here. Jump on one foot. You know, that type stuff.
It's kind of crazy how you talk about how you love space and peace, but you also tour more than most rappers ever have. Like, I saw the, obviously with all the coverage of the trial, I think when they were grilling you, they were asking you, how often do you perform every year? And you said hundreds of times per year.
How many live performances did you do last year, roughly?
Possibly 250. I think 250 shows was being modest. I doubt if I take 65 days off in a year.
This makes sense why you like space and peace so much. It's a necessary component to your volume of touring.
Man, you can say that, but it's like when I'm done, I'm done. Like if I'm not getting paid, I'm home. That's my thing. I send people to the store. I don't want to go in public. If I'm not getting paid, I'm at home.
One of the best things about last night, too, was just seeing how stoked each person was at the bar that you were there. You're like at the top of the news cycle right now. Technically, I bet you could probably sell out like a multi-thousand person venue in LA or something like that. But you're here in Clayton, Indiana, at a dive bar that looks like it's only had a handful of live performances. But now, Afro Man of the Hour is there.
Perfect. Doesn't let fucking Ticketmaster's shitty-ass promoters.
Is going to be a lifelong fan. Because they're like, Afro Man came to our town. To you, what's the importance of hitting small town dive bars?
Overpriced tickets.
I love small towns. They're easy to promote in. It's easy to be a big deal. The people are grateful because they don't get that much entertainment. So they're not too good.
Yeah, it's way better than a fucking stadium, man.
A good time. But if you go to Vegas, you know, people sit back and smoke a cigarette looking at you in the corner and shit. So that's what I like about a small town. They don't mind getting a lot of merchandise and getting a picture with you and really experiencing you, you know what I'm saying? What I didn't realize was it's the small towns that make your star go on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm from LA. Couldn't get no record deal, nothing. I went to them little small towns in Mississippi. They flew me out for the Grammys, the red carpet. All those little towns that I played told Hollywood, hey, this guy is a star. And Hollywood go, oh, see, LA is a city you go to after you make it. You don't try to make it from LA. That's the part I didn't get. That's a retirement. That's a fame retirement city, you know, because everybody's going to go to, all the little town people are going to go visit LA, and they're going to walk the Hollywood Strip. So Hollywood has to say, all right, look, we got a bunch of country fuckers flying into town. We need something they recognize and like. Oh, they like Larry the Cable Guy. Put his star right here. Oh, now the country people can pose by the Larry the Cable. Oh, everybody likes Ice Cube. Everybody likes Snoop Dogg. Put him a star here that everybody come look at his star. Oh, well, they like Afro Man. Put his star here.
You got the star yet?
Nah, I'm gonna apply. I think I might can ask for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, so I'm here at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I just called the office and asked them what it would take to get a star of my own. And you're never gonna believe what they told me. They told me that I had to do a show in Phoenix, Arizona this month at the Celebrity Theater on April 24th, and that I had to bring all the native homies out to really make it a goddamn movie in the Southwestern Plateau. That's right, you heard it here first. C5 Carnival is coming to the Big AZ, the Big P as I call it. And not just me, but also Hunter motherfucking heavy hitters, 2 documentaries, 1 talent show.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for answering all those questions. I just got a lot of shit I was curious about, so I'm happy we got to bounce all that off before we get into the big story of the day. But before we get into that, what role did 9/11 play in your life?
I believe it distracted the day that was supposed to belong to me. Like, I was supposed to own the news cycle that next day.
What was planned for that next day?
Me. I did the Craig Kilborn show. It was hot. I was the talk of the nation. I was the talk of the world. I was the talk of the world. Nothing was bigger than Because I Got High, except the fucking Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Crumbling to the ground. I could not compete with that.
Definitely. It was a big deal.
Oh, my God.
RIP to all those who passed away.
Yes.
All right, into the trial. What was their justification for the raid?
An unconfidential informant got into some trouble. She, just to get the handcuffs off of her, she told them that I had all kind of weed, kidnapping victims, just the most unbelievable stuff ever. And that same day, with no research, they get like a quick-ass search warrant signed. They came over, to my house based on that.
And they always believed the girl,
I figured if she was gonna lie on me, she'd tell a believable lie.
She has no fucking
But she just jumped on the craziest,
punishment
goofiest stuff. He got a dungeon, kidnapping victims.
A dungeon?
A dungeon.
Wow.
So they came over to my house looking for a dungeon and looking for kidnapping victims, you know what I'm saying? Plus, they already didn't like me anyway, you know?
Yeah.
I see their facial expressions when I'm around town. I speak to them, they don't speak back, and, that whole thing.
Yeah, I think myself and a lot of people wondered, what was the extent of your interactions with the Adams County Sheriff's Department prior to the raid?
Well, people were breaking into my house when I went on tour. The insurance people will pay me back if I could just turn in a police report. I try to get a police report.
Imagine someone broken at Afro Man's house.
And I asked him for a copy, but he don't give it to me. I asked at the station, and so I never got the money to reimburse me because they never would give me the report. Like, I stopped calling them. Like, I used to call up there and consistently just check on the progress of my investigation. And they began getting hostile because I was consistent. That, hey, listen, if you call up here again, it will get addressed. I'm like, he's just setting up, a foundation for a fight now, So I'm like, all right. I just stopped calling them. I figured I put up my cameras and whoever steal from me, we'll figure out something. You know what I'm saying?
Who was breaking into your house, do you know?
No, I didn't have up cameras when I was getting broke into. That's why I put up cameras, because I didn't know who was breaking in my house.
It's a pretty small town, right?
Yeah.
How many people live in this town?
We might have a couple 100,000. It's the whole Adams County. There's like 5 little cities in Adams County. There's little city of Winchester, little city of Seaman, little city of West Union, little city of Manchester. So I'm going to say 200,000 people, but possibly less.
People were breaking into your house because they knew, like, yo, that's Afro Man's house. He's probably got money in there?
A little bit of everything, man. You know what I'm saying? They knew I was Afro Man. Then they might have been broke on some dope. They know I got some weed in there or something, Yeah, everybody know he's gone. He's on tour.
But you had never been, like, arrested or anything by this department beforehand?
No.
So I'm just trying to figure out why they would engage in such an outrageous raid.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. One time my ex-wife, she kicked down my door. I called the police on her. They take a long time to come. They never come. And when when they finally get there, I told them I want to press charges. They told me they didn't have no room in the jail. If that wasn't me kicking down somebody's door, first of all, I would've got shot. For some reason, I noticed they always got room in the jail for me. If they ain't got no room in the jail, they'll make me spend the night in the back of the squad car. At first, I thought they was racist, but now that I talk to all the white people that live there, what I realize is they're just corrupt. They might call me the N-word or something, but they just corrupt, dude. You know what I'm saying? They're doing white people bad. They doing people bad. They're doing tax-paying, law-abiding citizens bad. That's why we, the people, got to get in there and fix that.
So you think, when you say corruption, that kind of suggests that they broke into your house or raided your home just to steal stuff? Because if it's not racially or fame motivated, like if it's not, racially charged, I'm trying to figure out.
Well, it's a little bit of all of that. Now, who are we talking about breaking in my house? We're talking about thieves or the police?
The Adams County Sheriff's Department. Basically, what was their intention in doing this raid? Like, what was their motivation?
They wanted millions of pounds of whatever drug they was looking for.
And they thought you had it?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And they thought I had kidnapping victims. They thought I had people tied up in a dungeon.
And your kids and partner were home at the time, yeah?
Yes.
And how did they react to what happened?
Okay, of course, it was shocking, scary, and traumatizing, to say the least.
What did your kids tell you about how it impacted them?
Like, they don't know if it's just because I'm black or not. They see what being black can bring them. It's like this deep thought thing. It's this unescapable reality. It's like, sometimes when I speak to them, they got this low tone when they speak back. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? They're like, hi, Dad. And I don't know, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry. This is what we got to deal with. And I'm sorry. It's just that thing that they got to face. That's why I attack these cops, because I got to make a better world for my kids. I don't want these people knocking on my kids' door like that. I stand up to them. A turtle goes in his shell, a skunk stinks. Well, I'm a rapper. I rap my ass off about them damn cops, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like what they did to my children, speaking and smiling at the school, but just showing up to shoot their daddy. You know what I'm saying?
How many kids did you have living there at the time?
2.
How old were they?
Well, they're 13 and 16 now. So what would they be in 2022?
Around 11 and, 9 and 12.
Yeah, there it is.
You mentioned that low tone. You noticed, emotional and psychological changes?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's age,
I know
dude.
Depression. Stuff
Do that.
Depress you. Just knowing we're all going to die one day. Everywhere you look, just knowing you a target. Just knowing that a heat-sinking missile of hate is following you through your whole life. And then when they realize, damn, this is the path I gotta walk.
And had you more or less been able to shelter them from that reality prior to the incident?
Yeah, so I live a law-abiding, I don't grow my kids up in South Central. I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. I got land. I don't want them living in an apartment complex and fighting with the kids next door and walking through gangbangers trying to get home from school. Yes, we go pick them up from school. We don't even want them riding the bus.
It goes back to what you were saying about that intentional community or micronation you wanted to establish.
Man, my kids need somewhere that nurtures them mentally, physically, emotionally. We raise, and you raise corn, you raise cotton, you raise kids. And as I raise them, I don't want them getting damaged and traumatized. I want to give society some good people. So cops showing up with guns and I didn't do nothing? No. Man, think about your kid. You want anybody throwing your kid on the hood of a squad car, kicking his ankles, telling him to open up his legs? You might lose it, brother. If you literally watch your biological blood child getting whatever by some police officers, you might be willing to give up the ghost. Like, you know what? This memory is not worth living for the rest of my life and having. To the point where, man, you know what? Watching you do my daughter like that, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get down with you, brother. Yeah, man. I forget the original question. I don't know how far away I drifted away, but...
Well, it's more like, how do these feelings influence your decision to make the songs that you did after the raid? Because it goes back to what your dad said to you when you were a kid, making Harry Carey in 8th grade, and kind of how you remain defensive, but when attacked, you don't stand down, but you use creative means to achieve the objective.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to run up on the police. They was there after me. They didn't fuck with my kids. I just didn't like my kids seeing it. And then, if I'm not a bad dude, what's all these rifles and shit out for you. You know, like, I seen homicide detectives walk up to the guy they're about to arrest, gun in holster, clipboard down by their leg. Hey, man, you need to come with us downtown, man. We got to talk. They don't run up to a dude like they did me. You know what I'm saying? Even on 48 Hours, you know, you watch a cop walk up to one guy with his gun in his holster, say, hey, let's go downtown. And then you watch him go up to another dude, you know, with the guns all out and all that type stuff when it ain't necessary. Like, they did all that stuff to Puff Daddy. They brought the tanks. They brought all that stuff, right? Did they have to do that to arrest him? No. They walked up to him in the hotel like, how you doing? Let's go. He was like, okay, buddy. So all that shit was for show. That was intimidation. That's bullying. So they, you know, they was trying to intimidate and bully me. So I was ready to play the bully game with them. And then they lost the bully game. With all their AR-15s and Beetle Bailey helmets and battle shields, who is the biggest pussies in court crying about their feelings hurt? Is it the rapper that don't got nothing but some dirty rap songs? Or is it the big bad boys with the AR-15s? Who's crying? I realized they was bullying me, so I bullied them back. And come to find out, they are some bullies, and bullies are usually the biggest wimps. They're unsympathetic, they're inconsiderate, and come to find out he has some kind of psychological effect. So look at the bullies crying, whining.
How'd you feel when you saw Lisa crying in court?
Look here, brother. I'm not trying to bully her. Those tears are fake. She's playing a tough guy. Let's cut the crap. We playing this equality game. We're gonna say men and women are equal, right? Okay, Lisa is equivalent to a man. Hey, man, this ain't no time to be crying. Hey, man, check this out, man. You wasn't crying, man, when you was in my yard with that AR-15, man. Equal person. Now you want to play your female card with your face facing the jury? And I ain't mad at her. You know what a woman cop reminds me of? They remind me of a quarterback. He's a big, bad football player until he's about to get tackled. Then he slides. He puts his dress on, and he slides.
What did you learn throughout the, I guess, lyrical research process that shocked you the most about these group of officers/plaintiffs?
How they were criminals worse than me, and they shouldn't be in my house. Like, I smoke a little weed, I chase women, but I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. Brian Newland's a pedophile, his brother's a pedophile. Mike Eastep has an ex-convict for a wife. I believe birds of a feather flock together. I mean, people never said that saying for no reason. Sean Grooms, he lied, said I'm the reason for his divorce. I made his wife my only witness. So he's a liar. Now, let me ask you a question. Should a liar be a deputy sheriff? Answer my question, brother. Should a liar that got all of that power and access to your life and freedom, should a liar be a deputy sheriff?
No, he's got to uphold the Constitution.
Amen. So look at these motherfuckers they got walking around in my house. They got a liar walking around in my house. They got a pedophile walking around in my house. They got a thief walking around in my house. And then they got a vandal. They got an insecure vandal that don't even know if I fucked his wife or not.
Did you?
You know what? I'm going to just say yeah. It feels better when I say yeah. I think about him flipping off my camera, yeah, you know. He don't know. He don't know. He's at home having unnecessary arguments, beating her ass. You know what I'm saying? I think I might, you know, I seen her the other day, man. Hey, baby got back. So I don't know. Hey, man, I might have to look into that. I might have to do a little investigation there. Hey, because you know Randy gonna fuck up. You know he gonna fuck up.
So going back to before the trial, right after the raid, what came first? Publishing the songs that you made, or like did you try to first reach out to the police directly to get restitution privately for the damages they caused?
You know what? I asked Randy Walters if they was gonna fix my door. He said, we're not required to do that. Now, dude, I'm black. I'm accustomed to getting done wrong by the police. I just lick my own wounds because I'm accustomed to these dudes doing me wrong. And I know I can't do nothing about it. I'm going to go down to the station and do what? Get arrested and beat up? And you know, I didn't go down to the station. I didn't make a phone call because I didn't want them saying that I was harassing them and they was arresting me. I left them alone. I went back to my little black slave world and started making rap songs. And here they are, the big high and mighty police, all in my world with my fans, friends, and family. I thought they was tripping, you know. I just licked my wounds.
And what was the first song you put out?
I think it was Lemon Pound Cake.
And was there an immediate, like, blow up?
Yes.
What do you think people resonated with in that song? Why do you think that it reached so many people? Do you feel like it drew on a lot of personal, unspoken experiences?
People like funny stuff. It was just
Yep.
funny. I was like, look at this
People
physically
like
challenged
funny stuff.
officer right here. I said it like that. And I'm physically challenged, so I got the right to say something about another physically challenged people. Like, we're physically challenged brothers. We can crack jokes the skinny homies can't crack, right? Me and you can crack a joke and know that. I'm like, wait a minute, hang on, homie. What you say, man? hey, hang on, homie. The skinny dude said something, cuz, you know what I'm saying? So I said, look at the physically challenged dude coming in right here. I was like, watch the physically challenged cop. I was like, he wants some of that pound cake. You can go to my TikTok and scroll down to the original post that went viral. I'm like, he wants some of that lemon pound cake, man. And that TikTok went crazy. I usually have about, before the case, I only had 200,000 people. I had to be humble on the stand. I was like, there's other people bigger than me, but I'm all right. I hit a mill last night. This case brought me 800,000 followers in the last 5-6 days. That shit was changing in front of me. It was kind of spooky. I was like, hey, every time I refresh.
Yeah, it was kind of frustrating hearing them like grill you in court, basically suggesting that because you popped off so much after the media attention around this trial, that somehow you weren't taking the situation seriously enough by taking the creative route instead of just like fighting it silently in civil court.
Nah, brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm a black man in America. I don't feel like the court is my friend. I don't feel like the police are my friend. The police officers were invented to keep freed slaves in line. Their job is to do bad things to me. Mexicans are just getting ICE. Black people had ICE. And it's like an internal ICE. They can't get rid of us. So they need a department devoted to fucking with us, doing the dirty and keeping us away from the white population we're trying to protect or whatever.
How did you feel about the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020?
Everybody feel like they feel. I don't think people should get mad about a statement. I'm not a part of that organization and none of that. I trip on how the statement, just that statement, pisses people off. They say all lives matter. Let me ask you a question. What's the percentage of all?
13.5% of America's black?
No. Now, a lot of people say all lives matter, right? What percentage is all? Period.
100%.
All is 100%. All lives matter, but a black life don't matter. Now, let me ask you another question. Do all lives matter?
Yes, but when it's in direct
No, wait a minute. A black life doesn't matter.
Well, to me it does.
In America, I have a black life.
Yeah.
So I want a black life to matter. Not only does a black life not matter, the statement infuriates people. The fact that you just want to feel like that. How dare you think you matter? That's how much you don't matter. I'm going to ask you these questions again. They say all lives matter. All is 100%. Do all lives matter? No, they don't. Because a black life don't matter. 100%. They say all lives matter, but a black life don't matter, so all lives don't matter. That statement needs to be said.
No
I'm not
lives
part of the
matter.
organization. I heard some lesbians run it, and they don't even care about black people, and I don't even know what's going on with it.
Well, that's the Black Lives Matter like foundation / like fundraising enterprise.
Yeah.
I think the movement itself should be separated from whatever's going on with that, because that kind of became like a talking point for Trump and shit.
I just trip on how the statement pissed people off. It makes you mad when I say my life matters.
Yeah.
The people that say all lives matter, they'll be on a porn and say black lives don't matter. But when they're in the middle of the Walmart parking lot and that comes off kind of harsh and bad, they'll just combat black lives matter with all lives matter. But a black life don't matter in America. Black men get hung. Police shoot them. They shoot them all the time. One here, one here, one there. Oh, the cops get off. Breonna Taylor, a couple of them cops, one of them, they did something to one of them, but a couple of them cops, they just let them off.
Well, I think it matters to the institution of America because it's necessary for like sports and entertainment. America as an LLC relies on like black art and labor and athletic ability to maintain some of these different billion-dollar enterprises.
Okay, but what about the black men that don't play sports? What about the black man that don't jump up and catch the Frisbee with his mouth? You know what I'm saying? What about the black man that doesn't get the white American approval? Lock him up in prison. Charlie Kirk. We ought to bring back public executions. Right before he got shot, who was he blaming everything on? Right before he got shot, the split second right after he got shot, who was he mad and fussing at? Who does he want to have public executions for?
I believe the final question was counting or not counting gang violence.
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Now let me ask you this. Who does he want to have public executions for?
Gang members and those who don't abide by the law.
He didn't give those gang members a color? matter?
I'm assuming he means black people, not the Aryan Brotherhood.
A black life don't matter to Charlie, and Charlie Kirk represents 90% of America. What does Charlie Kirk think about Juneteenth?
He wanted to reverse it or abolish it.
Okay, now, if a black life mattered, would you do that?
No, I like Juneteenth.
What's wrong with me respecting myself and respecting other spirits outside of my body? What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
So all I'm trying to say is, people say all lives matter, but in America, if you don't play your cards right, you got to know a black life don't matter. If you know a black life don't matter, you know how to move. See, I knew a black life didn't matter. That's why I took the news down to the sheriff's station with me. You hear what I'm saying? If they gonna kill and hang me, they gonna do it live on the news because my black life don't matter to these people.
And that's kind of the connection that I was drawing, not to make it about like politics necessarily, but using the media as a tool for police accountability is what caused the Black Lives Matter movement to gain so much traction as far as the videotaping of the George Floyd incident in Minneapolis. And you as well were able to use your personal platforms to put pressure on the same sheriff's department who acted recklessly.
I matter if I entertain people, I make them smile. So I matter if I continue to do that. And then with all of the clout I got, look at the bullshit I still went through. I'm a celebrity and I still don't matter. $4 million. F this N-word. He doesn't matter. These are sheriff deputies.
That was the total amount of damages the plaintiffs were asking for is $4 million.
Basically 3.9.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
How soon after the raid did you drop the first song?
Probably like 2 weeks.
Okay, and then how soon after that did the defamation suit get filed?
Probably like a week or two.
So this shit was happening fast. Despite the fact that it took 4 years, it happened really fast.
Yeah, they've been suing me for a long time.
So when you first got the paperwork notifying you that you were being sued by the sheriff's department, like, did you ever think that it would get to the point of trial?
Yeah, a sheriff is like a legal Klan member, for as I'm concerned. I knew everything. I knew everything bad that can happen would. Like they was gonna go all the way with me, you know. They was gonna sue. I thought maybe they was bluffing. I thought maybe they had dropped the suit. At one point, I thought I might tell them, hey man, look, all of y'all give me $10,000 a piece, and I won't sing about you no more. Give me this quick $70,000, $100,000 right quick, and we good.
And what'd they say?
Hell no, came back with 800,000, and I thought that was ridiculous. Then I damn near had a Red Fox heart attack in court when he said 3.9. I'm like, hey.
So that was their settlement term before trial. It was like, give us 800 bands, leave us alone.
It was gradually growing as time went. At first, I think they wanted $25,000 a piece.
That's not too bad, but it's pretty bad still.
No, under the circumstance that how you kick down my door and you want $25,000 a piece from me? Fuck you.
I'm just so confused. Like, so defamation, you just made a song about people who did something to you that's documented. How were they able to make a case even to get it to that point for defamation? Like, what was the main thing they said you were lying about?
I don't know. Everything I said, only thing I was lying, maybe Lickum Lolisa is possibly not a lesbian, so maybe I was lying about her.
But parody law should have covered, like...
I was just fucking with her. Like, if I say Lickum Lolisa, I'm up there fucking, you a cop, I don't like you, I'm talking all kind of shit about you. I can say Lisa is Harry and the Hendersons. Somebody put up a wrestler. Oh my God. I think they said she looked like something the Hammer. What's the dude the Hammer? He had that wild
Thor.
blonde. No, it's a wrestler. Greg the Valentine the Hammer. Greg the Hammer Valentine or something like that. Oh, they got some up-to-date pictures of him. He looked rough. They did like some side by side.
Yeah.
My point is this. I didn't, I lied like that. But like everything else was truth. Okay, I didn't fuck Randy Walters' wife. But just for tearing down my pit door and being unapologetic, it kind of made me laugh to know that he's insecure about his own marriage and he don't know if I fucked her or not, and they're having unnecessary arguments.
But you're not a reporter or like someone claiming to be creating an act of nonfiction. Like I'm a rapper.
Dirty rapper with a bottle of Coke 45. I can't exaggerate.
Yeah, but like,
that's
dude,
the privilege of being nobody's listening to me. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, especially like old rap, like horrorcore shit, like from the Necro early Eminem era. There was like songs about like ripping the fucking president's head off with a chainsaw.
Dude, lemon pound cake. Get the fuck out of here. How big of a pussy can you be, man? Mama's lemon pound cake. And cops don't give a fuck about what you say. Clear the pipe, strap. They walk off. Cry like a bitch. I feel like a bitch just for talking after he leave. I feel like a bitch because I couldn't say it to his face and squab him and shoot his ass back. And you motherfuckers is crying about what I said when you left? You gonna give me that much power? Oh, wow. We finna have some fun.
I'm trying to think maybe like how they got so hurt after the song came out. I wonder if like fans were calling the station and fucking with them and leaving Google reviews and like doing different shit to troll them.
You know, they said they got hundreds of pound cakes sent to him like that. They should have took him home. He should have started selling them wholesale. They was obviously
They got
fresh and
Google
wrapped up
reviews.
and in good shape,
That's
man.
waste
He
of
just
time.
wasn't innovative. He don't got like that thing going on. He's a celebrity. He could go around being like, I'm Officer Pound Cake, and have girls with bikinis and feeding them pound cake. And he could play into it, but he don't got that. He ain't got that thing. Like I tell him, I didn't like the name Afro Man. I made it work. You know what I'm saying?
So you and Officer Pound Cake are on relatively cordial terms.
We rode the elevator down. We joked about how slow it was. But he genuinely does not like me. He low key got a, and I think I just embarrassed him, and he just egotistical. You know, if we had 30 seconds in the backyard, we'd probably be boys after that.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah, cause he just ain't never had nobody clown his ass.
Yeah.
He grew up in that little county. He's an alpha male, and nobody ain't never embarrassed him.
So I looked into the specifics of the case, like I said, because I've been getting kind of like on my legal nerd type of tip. So it looks like you guys filed an anti-slap motion, which is like a free speech protection motion first. Judge denied that. You appealed the anti-slap motion, which is the process you do when you feel like you got a bad rap, which, by the way, the anti-slap appeal process is actually going away this year because the Supreme Court, through a case called Gopher Media, is striking down the ability to appeal an anti-slap motion, meaning if you got a shitty judge and you file a free speech motion and they strike it down, you can't even appeal. You got to go straight to the discovery process, which is going to be a huge blow for all journalists, entertainers, anybody in the free speech realm. So anyways, you guys move to the discovery process, exchange all types of text messages, information, do this whole cybersecurity audit. Then you move to summary judgment, which is where the judge looks over the whole process of discovery, and then each side makes their case, and the judge still sided with all of the plaintiffs who sued you. So I'm curious, like, who was the judge, and did he or she have a personal grudge against you?
The judge was this judge from Pike County. He oversaw those murders of those people. Look up the Pike County massacre. A couple of dudes walked in this trailer with some shotguns. They shot the whole family, kids, everybody. He presided over that trial. For whatever reason he hates me, he hates me. He clearly was not on my side.
From the jump?
No. The Adams County Sheriff is in the same building the courthouse is in. I mean, these guys ain't buddies. You know, they don't go golfing and fishing together. And, you know, so these guys are friends. All government officials, cops, and government, they're all a big gang. They all hang out with each other, and they bully normal society. So, blah, blah, blah. No, he didn't like me, and no, he wasn't on my side. And yeah, he was on the side of the cops, and yeah, what else is new, and what, you know what I'm saying?
It's just so, like, fucked up.
Yeah, brother.
A judge, like, needs to be able to put aside their personal connections and, like, whatever type of overlap they have with the police department. They should be ruling, like, objectively. It's frustrating to think that judges themselves could be compromised in that way.
Yes, dude. Everybody can be compromised, dude. On Earth, this is not a
In
perfect
Canada, we
world.
don't even have
Everybody can be
a jury
corrupt.
system.
Everybody got different motives.
We just use the
you gotta
judge.
watch who get where, because you can get done wrong, man.
Unless
You
it
know,
goes
wrong
to, like,
people on the
Supreme
juries,
Court.
Wrong judge. He helped them all the way he could.
Yeah,
He
no
tried
jury in
to
Canada
brainwash
courts.
them. Ignore the fact that he's a celebrity. He was just doing everything he could to just fuck me off, give me the short end of the stick.
Was there any twists and turns throughout trial? Because, you know, trial is like a roller coaster that you didn't expect.
When I heard $4 million.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't know until trial.
ridiculous.
$4 million. Nobody told me that. $4 million. $4 million. That was a long deliberation. 8 hours of deliberation. $4 million in the air. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was having shot after shot of Southern Comfort. Woo!
Was there any, like, testimony from the officers that you couldn't believe?
I was just watching them be unaccountable and unresponsible. And all I could think about was my dad. I had to turn into my dad. You had no business over there in the first place. All of this is your fault. You shouldn't have been here in the first place. Fuck all this shit you talking. Fuck your kids crying. Your kids are crying because you made a mistake in the first place. Go where you're supposed to go. Do your homework. Bust some real criminals. Get out of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens' houses. All rivers lead to the ocean. All statements led back to the bottom line. You shouldn't have been in my house at the first place.
And were you surprised that you won?
Yeah, I was ready to appeal because they threw my claims out.
Yeah.
So I was ready to, I thought going to court was a waste of time. I'm supposed to be getting money from them, not breaking even, splitting the court cost. No, fuckers. If I back into a lady's car, I gotta pay for that. It ain't no me sue her. I back into a lady's car, sue her. She got a split cost with me. No, that's Debo bullying right there. That's bullshit. My dad said a man stepped on his foot and turned around and asked me, say, hey, man, why did you put your foot underneath mine? He's the offensive person trying to make it look like you the one tripping. Debo bully shit, man.
So was it like a feeling of pure relief when you finally got that verdict or result?
I didn't know what to think. You know, it's Adams County. It's supposed to be the most racist county in Ohio. So, you know, I know people know how to shine me on, hey, bro, how you doing? All right, because I got high, okay. They're like, yeah, nigger. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what ugly truth they was going to show me. I didn't know what kind of true colors they was going to show me. But even a jury in the worst county in Ohio could see that even though I don't like N-words, this dude is right. The jury seemed like some good people. They probably didn't even say that, but I just didn't know what I was going to get. Because, you know, everybody got that little flag in their yard with that blue stripe. Everybody's real pro-police, pro-Trump, pro-everything. So I didn't know how they was going to view their opportunity to get this dude that's been hopping through them little towns and three-wheeling. And I'm pretty sure some people don't want me there.
Do you feel more comfortable living there now that you stood up for yourself and came out on top?
Yes. Man, I believe I could be the mayor of that town. I believe I could run for sheriff.
What's the name of the town?
It's Adams County, but the courthouse is in West Union.
Got it. So you're going to stay in West Union?
Yeah, because if I move, I got to deal with another police department. It's like moving schools. After you beat up all the bullies at your school, do you want to go to a new school?
No, you got to hold it down.
Hell, fuck no. That's just over with. Now bring the beer and the girls, all right? Let's have the Revenge of the Nerd parties and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, I might build me a house in Palmdale. You know, California, it's all good. At the same time, it's all bad. You know, the wrong dude spots you, don't like your set, don't like your skin. I don't have to worry about gang shit in Ohio. All I got to deal with is racism. But in California, I got to deal with
all that.
Racism, gang tension, everything. So now when my son get out of high school, I am giving up Ohio winners. I'm done. I'm a tough LA boy, but I have lost this fight. I can't take it no more. I feel like Muhammad Ali when he was holding up that glove against George Foreman. Like, damn, cuz, I'm a bad motherfucker, but goddamn.
So you mentioned your kids a couple different times, and you said one of the reasons you wanted to fight back was because you saw the change in their mind and their life after the incident. Do you feel like you've seen them change for the better now?
Yes.
After the victory?
Yes. They are proud of their daddy. They both have afros. They wear them with pride. They know to love everybody, not be rude and cocky, but they're loving themselves and everybody outside of their bodies. So they're in good spirits. And that's what I want you want your children to be happy. You can be happy and your kid's depressed. You created a little human that's over there sad. That has an effect on you. You don't want your child sad. You want your child running through the house, slow down. You don't care, motherfucker happy. You want your child happy. You don't want your child depressed and bullied and traumatized.
So you feel like you completed your responsibility and fulfilled your duty as a father?
Yes. You know, I showed them how to handle the police. Obey the law, install your cameras, know your rights, know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Now, when you living right, you don't mind telling the truth. When you living wrong, that's the last thing you want to tell. So I tell my kids, live right, and then tell the truth and tell it hard.
And then, so back in 2024, you ran for president. How do you think the current guy's doing?
There's things people don't like about me, so I can pick the things I don't like about him.
Trump?
Yeah. I can tell you the things I like about him. I can tell you things I don't like about him.
Is there anything good you think he's doing?
I haven't been watching the news lately because I've been the news here lately. So I didn't watch the news when you're on the news. Last I heard, we went to war with Iran. And that's the last I heard. I turned the TV off because, then I had to go to court. I had my own drama. Putting the Civil War generals back on all of the places, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, you want to take him down?
Yeah, I'm a slave. Now, I'm a slave. Do I want to see a Confederate general's name anywhere? If you was a Jewish person, do you want to walk by statues of Hitler?
No, I'd be upset.
You know, I'm not going to cry if you put one up, but do I want that? No. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to be one country, we shouldn't glorify the things that made another group of people feel bad. If I'm going to say, look, we're all going to be Americans. Well, I don't want things in America to make a group of people feel disrespected. if I tell them I'm going to include them, then I don't want nothing around to offend them. When I invite a woman in my
Change the
house,
logo.
I turn Too Short off.
That's actually really good advice for the guys out there.
Yeah, when a woman comes over your house, the Too Short tape stops. All right.
What do you play for the ladies?
Keith Sweat, something that won't offend her. I tell a girl, when I get with a girl, I tell her, look, there's a time for everything. I said, I'll play Too Short when I'm with my buddies. You can play Beyonce, You Must Not Know About Me when you hanging with all your divorced friends. All right? But when you get in this car with me, you're not going to play a song that's going to motivate a conflict between me and you. When we get in this car, we going to play I Got Sunshine. It's not just the slow tempo that makes it love songs. It's actual love lyrics. Like, when you get with your girl, y'all need to sit down and listen to the lyrics of a song. Is this song gonna make us argue? Is this song gonna make us argue? A couple need to have a couples playlist.
Yeah,
so when you
not
get in
this
the car,
fucking shitty
here's
ass
a
Ed
playlist of
Sheeran,
songs that
fucking
we
sad ass
agree
music.
on. So back to the point, if
Break
I'm gonna
up
say,
music.
okay, look, black people are gonna be a part of America. Well, I'm not gonna have something around that disrespects black people and offends them. I don't like renaming all of the places Confederate generals, and I don't like giving police officers 100% immunity. Can you imagine these people that had me in the court getting 100% immunity? Liars, pedophiles, thieves, with 100% immunity and a pistol? No. So that's what I didn't like about Donald Trump. That was the real main thing I didn't like about Donald Trump, is 100% immunity to people who could possibly be pedophiles, thieves, liars, criminals. Camouflage as law enforcement.
Yeah, it's not that hard to become a cop.
Well, we need better character in the police department.
In what sense?
Better morals. Be a good person.
Yeah.
I thought I was a bad person. I got better character than those police officers.
I guess the problem is, in my experience, it seems like the kind of people who gravitate toward wanting to be cops are the exact kind of people you wouldn't want to be cops. Like,
well,
it's
that's
people who
why
felt disempowered and bullied.
That's why there should be a board.
Like a civilian approval board, almost like jurors that like question a cop and be like, do I want this guy pulling me over if I'm going 5 above the limit?
Right. Like, we need to pick cops like a girl pick a guy to fuck her.
Well, thanks so much for your time, man.
Yes,
Congrats
sir.
on the victory. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it. Hope
Yes,
it was
sir.
a good interview for you.
I hope it was one for you.
It was amazing.
All right, I hope so. Because I was high and I was, drifting from the original question.
You were drifting, but you were saying cool shit the whole time.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, edit it and make me look good,
All right,
man. Whoever edit, man.
Thanks, man.
All right?
Yeah, dude. Thanks so much.
Brother.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. 5 is the best number.
Damn.
Once you become aware of what Israel does in the world, it becomes very hard to understand them. Bombing cities to rubble, forced mass expulsions, false flag operations, riots defending grape culture, and extreme systematic oppression. You see, there are many notable areas of Israeli brutality we could cover, but today we are going to focus on the daily terror happening in the Palestinian West Bank. Right now, over 700,000 illegal Israeli settlers are currently taking over internationally recognized Palestinian land, and these settlers are backed by the Israeli military, armed by American guns, and funded in part by Zionist Christian church donations. Folks, this episode is brutal. We are covering mob violence, arson, farmers being attacked, animals being tortured for fun, and we even interview an American dad whose son was beaten to death by Israeli settlers.
It's not even age restricted.
We sat down with those that have seen and lived this firsthand. You are going to hear from former U.S. Marines, Palestinian Americans, an IDF soldier, and even a Jewish survivor of Nazi occupation who now speaks out against Israel. Folks, we have the raw footage to back up everything I'm about to tell you. However, we have to edit it carefully as most of it is too horrific to be allowed on YouTube. Folks, a quick disclaimer. I love my life, I love my family, and I am in perfect health. Another thing to address is we know this video is going to be shadow banned hard. So I'm asking you, the viewer, to help me fight against the algorithm. Hit the like button,
shadow banned
write
at
a
all.
comment, and imagine every single one of these actions as a salute against this Israeli behavior. Let's dive into the video.
Yeah, definitely ain't shadow banned on my fucking front, too.
My name is Kamel. I'm a U.S. American citizen. My son Saif, who was also an American citizen, was beaten to death by Israeli settlers.
I want people to get an idea of what life is like in Palestine and in your village in Sinjar where this all happened.
You get up in the morning, you gotta find out where's the checkpoints that day. This is how it is, Tommy. They can put a barrier anytime that they want. Looks like they're closing the road here because they have a gate in front of this village of Turmus Aya. Anytime they want to close
it's not south. Watching this video, I gotta go to sleep and then wake up and drink some monsters tonight. Drink some monsters tonight, dog. Ready? I shall probably start an afternoon, but I gotta go to sleep soon. Do a sleep
11
stream.
a.m. here, just had a monster.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking 5 a.m. here. Damn, man.
Doom incoming LLVL7's
Last
Lesku.
They had this new
Nice,
road
dog. I gotta go to sleep soon. I've been up all night.
my village and a neighboring village. We were happy about this road, man. It's all new asphalt put on this road. The Israeli authority came, just demolished the whole road.
With a bulldozer.
With the bulldozer. Just because, basically. They just want to make life as hard as they can on the Palestinians.
In an area we could say about the size of Delaware, that this land is, that they have 702 checkpoints set up.
And only growing.
My name is Mohammed Daoud. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I'm a security provider, and I'm the co-founder of PalShield. My name is Bilal Daoud. I'm a cybersecurity specialist, and I'm a co-founder of PalShield, where we track settler violence and protect Palestinian communities.
The topic of the story is life under Israeli occupation. Do you think that's a fair title?
Perfect title for what we're all dealing with in the West Bank.
And what makes it life under occupation?
Everything from as simple as wanting to get to school, say building a well, and water scarcity, it's the Middle East, so the water under your feet is regulated and watched by the Israeli authorities.
I'll tell you how many stories we know on a personal level of women like giving birth on a checkpoint because they wouldn't clear them to go to the hospital. I mean, it's just crazy.
What do you think the Israeli goal is in all of this?
Displacement, land theft. In the context of Palestine today, they want it all without the Palestinians, so they want the land without the people. They are extremely calculated, and they know how to slowly push people out.
My name is Clyde. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran, Christian, who visited Palestine to expose the truth of what's going on, and I'm here to expose the truth of Christian Zionism in America. As soon as you drive in, it is clear as day. Like I said, you can see the difference between the Palestinian village, and it would have barbed wire fences around it. They would cordon them off and literally block them in. So like a village would be its own little camp, its own like kind of concentration camp. And at times the Israeli military will go in and they'll lock those gates up so that the Palestinians literally can't leave their village. Once they get out of their little village, if the gate's open, they leave. I used to think it was 700, but I just confirmed it's over 900 checkpoints within the West Bank. And the West Bank is a tiny plot of land. The whole of the Holy Land is like the size of New Jersey. The West Bank is a tiny little chunk of that. Research can only paint so much of a picture. When you go there, it's completely different. You see it firsthand, you feel it firsthand, and how it actually literally is an open air prison.
Folks, to understand the modern settler movement, let me take you back to 1968. Meet Rabbi Moshe Levinger. For him, evicting hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to build the land of Israel was not enough.
I just watched the Afro Man interview.
So he organized a militant following that had one clear mission: cross over the border and take the West Bank. So he brought his radical crew to the city of Hebron and went to an Arab innkeeper and said they would be spending one night to celebrate a peaceful Passover tradition. But in typical Israeli fashion, he lied. In fact, his crew woke up the next morning and declared that this inn was theirs and that the hotel owner needed to leave. And at this point, they were surrounded by the Palestinians that actually lived there, and Rabbi Levinger put the Israeli government in a pickle. They could decide to drag Levinger's crew out by force, or they could send in the military to protect them. And afraid of the terrible optics of evicting illegal squatters, the Israeli government sent in the military. And folks, this is the same playbook that you see in use today. Israeli settlers will lie, cheat, and take by force land that is not theirs, play the victims, and then call in the IDF to protect them.
You are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is gonna steal it.
And to be clear, to everyone except for Israelis and Zionists, this is known as breaking international law. This land is not theirs.
There are currently 144 settlements in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem, all illegal under international law.
But just look at how Israeli far-right leader Ben Gvir feels about the way that they take over land. This guy is actually broadcasting the Israeli plan to the world. It's an equation that involves supremacy, forced evictions, and the military bulldozing the generational homes of the Palestinians. And folks, in a way, we are the ones enabling it, because right now, both our tax dollars and our American weapons are being used to do this by our so-called greatest ally.
And so in the West Bank, it's total occupation. I'm sure you've heard of the area A, B, and C.
By splitting these areas into areas A, B, and C, they established different rules for these different areas. So areas A, you didn't have any Israeli authorities in there. You had the Palestinian Authority. Areas B, where we live, is under Palestinian civil administration. So, for example, we have a village council. But in terms of
security control, that's all under Israel. Even though Area A is technically supposed to be under full PA authority, we know, well, it's not, because these areas get raided all the time by the Israeli Defense Forces.
The ones who live in the PA have their own area I can't go in. They can come into the joint area.
So Area A, there's no IDF, there's no settlers.
There is IDF operations targeting terrorists, and that's in and out, but not a presence. You want to have IDF presence in those areas.
The IDF's purpose in the West Bank, not only as an occupation force, but is solely to protect the settlers that are living there. Since the 60s, 70s, the settlers have become more militarized, and you have a good solid, I don't want to exaggerate, between 50 to 100,000 armed men, right? Settlers, these guys are many of them are probably IDF reservists as well. So you have a clash. I mean, it's not a conflict of interest because it is the same goal. We see the settlers in the army as one and the same.
The Hilltop Youth, are they employed? How do they have the time to just stand around all day to wait for a Palestinian vehicle?
They're paid. Also, they like to swap them out every few months too, to kind of get some new blood.
Shit. No, sir. Stop it!
Let's dive deeper into the Hilltop Youth.
Hey,
They
you
are
gotta
largely
bring your
made
own
up of
weapons to
Israeli
fight
high
them.
school dropouts, and many are known to have learning disabilities and behavioral disorders. These guys believe the West Bank is their divine right promised to them by God, and they follow radical leaders like Mayor Ettinger, guys who extremist networks are tied to horrific crimes like firebombing a Palestinian couple and their 18-month-old baby to death. And guys, sheep are the secret weapon of the Hilltop Youth. You see, they bring their sheep to graze on Palestinian land, and then they violently attack any Palestinian that comes near them, and thus begins the takeover of the land. And this approach works. Since October 7th, settlers have permanently expelled 76 different Palestinian communities. And it's so out of control that even the head of Israel's own intelligence agency, the Shin Bet, has publicly condemned their actions as, quote, Jewish terrorism. They said it, not me. And folks, despite this, the Israeli military continues to help them with their crimes.
I know that the settlers have little militia groups. So it's a joint effort from the Israeli military, the Israeli police, and the settlers. So when settlers go in and they harass the Palestinians,
no, that's so fucking long. Come on, baby. Okay, whatever. Everyone set up my sleep stream. Yeah, I want to set up my live stream. We'll see you guys in a bit. Actually, I want to see how good Don's done so far. First, it's my motivation. Damn, all fours, dog. Nice, dude. Okay, live. Damn, 1,537 fucking likes. Holy shit, dude, 2 dislikes? What the fuck? Why they dislike it? It's because they couldn't sleep, probably, and they're probably jealous that they couldn't fucking sleep. Yeah, and then look at this guy fucking sleep. Fucking bastard. Guy sleeping and I can't fucking sleep. I hate this. I dislike this. Alright, guys. I set up my sleep stream. See you guys there.